Attention, true crime community. True crime community has been infiltrated.
We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost.
Is compromised.
We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are.
True crime community has been infiltrated.
Yes, Mr. Yes, Mr. Yes.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.
Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with. Now they looking nervously, and I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet next to me.
I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
You work in a fucking gap, and you're 45!
I do not want any spies or snitches stuck to my chest.
I can't contain it, I'm coming out with a statement. You really changed, man, all your music and arrangement. You don't know shit, shut your mouth, you can save it. I'm the same dude that got his come up from the basement. 100 songs, 100 weeks, didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate. For taking control of your life, go out and battle. And you think you have a dream, then act on it. Get after it, get out your head and fucking capture it. You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your future, we all start losers. We're all late bloomers, gotta struggle through the sewer.
What you say? Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
So that's just the rules, and you can't stick with us. Whatever. Those rules aren't real. You can't stick with us!
Do it my way.
Get ready for the shit show. Smoke them if you got them. Make sure you have your cigarettes. Make sure you have your drinks. Make sure you have all your stuff ready, because it's going to be a hell of a day today. Understand me when I say people are fucking sick of this.
I need you again. So stick around. So stick around.
She told her subs and everybody to get ready for the shit show that was going to be put on today. She was well aware of it before it happened. She told you to get your cigarettes, your snacks, and your drinks.
Say that I wasn't including Queen B, okay? I've said that on every single live. I'm not talking about Queen B. I'm not talking about Queen B. Guess what? I was fucking talking about Queen B.
Leave the world around us. They don't need to know. Come find me where the sun sets and say you'll never let me go. You're the one I want. Say you'll leave me. Hide where I love. Don't let go. I know you feel the same. Say you need me. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Broken love. You'll always be my broken love. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love.
Queen B, bring information on Queen B. We're done with Queen B. Queen B's in my crosshairs. There's Queen B's channel. Queen B thinks she can. But Queen B is reformed. I bet you Queen B gets tricked. Queen B.
Fake PI trash bag bitch is so obsessed with me.
You'll always be my broken love. They don't know how we love when we're letting close. With you, I know I belong. Without all eyes on us, you're the one I want. Say you need me, hide where I love. Don't let go. I know you feel the same. Say you need me, 'cause you'll always be my broken love. Broken love. You'll always be my broken love. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love.
Queen B would think she could.
Anybody at Queen B show earlier.
We talked about Queen B and stuff. I didn't listen to Queen B's.
I heard Queen B. We got bailing on Salty for Queen B, and some people not the Queen B. I don't understand why anybody's afraid of her.
About Queen B over here on Queen B.
Queen B, show her face, show her face, show her face.
That's real rich coming from somebody who wears pantyhose on his face every live.
Don't let go. I know you feel the same. You'll always be my broken love.
Walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been
Yo, what's happening? What's happening? How y'all doing on this fine Saturday? It should, okay, so this is our first members only live, and it should be on just members only. Let me go check it real quick. Okay, how's it sounding now? Is it better? Okay, can you guys hear me a little better or no? Well, that's what we're trying to figure out, Mama Bear. Can y'all hear me or no? Because she said my sound was bad, so I left and came back in, and then I tried talking to you guys, but I'm not sure if you're hearing me or not. If not, then maybe I need to just shut the whole thing down and try it, because I'm on my phone right now. So if it's not working, then I'll just have to come back in later or something, or try it again later or something. What's up, baby doll?
Hey, love, what's up? Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday, Peanut. Can you guys hear me okay? Because if not, I'm going to shut it down.
I can hear you fine.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah, I was going to say, if not, I was just going to shut it off and do it later. But is it on members only, or did I get it? Did I get it set or no?
Oh, I didn't check that, but everyone in the chat says you sound good.
Okay, all right. Well, at least they can hear me. Now, okay, so did we get it set on members only? Because I was going to do my first one today, and I don't know if I I've never done it, so I don't know if it's on there right or not. Is it set up or no?
Oh, I didn't even notice. You guys, is it on members only? Is the chat able to see if it's on members only? Hold on, we're waiting.
Okay, Blank Slate said yes, it is set to members only. Okay, and then I'll change it to everybody later, here in a little bit. But see, I've never done it, so like members only. So I figured we would try it out together,
Yeah, awesome. Welcome, members only. Our members only vibe tribe.
Yes, this is our high vibe tribe, that's for sure. So there's been all kinds of shit going on in these fucking YouTube streets. What's up? What's happening? Fill me in, girl. Fill me in.
Oh my gosh, just since I woke up this morning. The circle jerks have separated. I heard about that. Now there's a jerks only channel.
So wait, there's a Circle Jerks channel, and then there's the Jerks channel, right? Because from my understanding, Lolita, which is the head jerk, the head Circle Jerk, it was her channel. Circle Jerks is that Lolita's channel. That's her channel name. Like that's her channel. She carries it, you know, like it's in her name.
Yeah, like
so
she's the button controller of that channel.
Yep. So I believe the other girls went and started the channel called The Jerks.
Yeah, and I guess that just happened like last night or the night before. See, I don't really know too much more of the details though. So
yeah, I got a little bit of the rundown. Basically, the Lolita was doxxed, and they found out that she wasn't who she was saying she was, and so a lot of people were really, really upset because they've known her for a long time. And, you know, it's just, it was very hurtful to him, you know, because.
Yeah, that's like if we, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I haven't been able to dig into it too much, but it sounds pretty shady. So if 6 Up is in here, I'm sure she'll fill us in.
Yeah, I was going to say, if 6 Up is in here, she can come in. As far as Dolly and his soap, baby, you're 6 weeks late. You're 6 weeks late. We know you ordered the stuff. It's all brand new. You done fucking, you know, went to your girl's house, cleaned off some counter space, and, you know, attempted to throw some soap together. I don't really give a fuck. I really don't. I said,
I watched like 10 seconds of that video. Is that really his kitchen? Whose kitchen is he in?
There ain't no fucking way, because in Mike's videos, they share the same house. There ain't no fucking way. He's a whole ass liar. If anybody fucking believes that, I got a bridge to sell you. And
I mean, whatever. Do your thug thizzle, Dolly. I mean, whatever, dude.
Yeah, like I said, you're 6 weeks late, dude. You should have done. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He's had time to order the shit, research it, put it together. You know what I'm saying? I'm not with all that bullshit. We wanted to know 6 weeks ago. We knew damn well you wasn't making it. We already knew what the fuck it was. If you want to continue to keep making videos and make yourself some content, you go right the fuck ahead. But I could care less one way or another. Like I said, you're 6 weeks late in the game, baby. Sorry, I don't really give a fuck at this point. Yeah, Soapgate's done, been dead and over with. That shit's dead and done, gone. Nobody gives a fuck about a Soapgate anymore.
Do not resurrect Soapgate, please.
Right, we're not fucking with that, so we're good. We're good. That's old news. Hold on. Prayer partner Eve said, let's see here. She says it's on members only, but subs like me can still hear and do super chat. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I've never done it before, so I'm not sure if I'm even doing it like the right way. I don't know, honey. I'm sorry, but I'll turn it regular or flip it back over to regular, you know, here in just a little bit. I guess I could probably do that right now, and then just do like a regular. Now that I know what I'm kind of doing, then I'll just do like a members only live. Like we'll schedule one. You know what I'm saying? To where people have time to be there. You know, some members are working, they're busy. I'm busy. I got a busy ass. See, I've been busy as hell, so I won't be able to stay on here too long. But I wanted to at least touch base with y'all and say hey, and I'm missing everybody. You know what I mean?
That's what I thought. I thought you were like really busy this week, and I didn't know if we were going to hear from you. But I'm glad you're here.
The only thing, look, all we got to do is have It's a Mood come in here, and she can confirm, because she's been in Dolly's house and she's been in Dolly's kitchen, and she can confirm for you right now that that's not his kitchen.
That's all we want to know. The rest of it, we don't care. I just want to know if that's really his kitchen. That's all I care about.
Yeah, whatever. Like I said,
also I heard.
And he made a bunch of money in a bunch of soap sales. And he said his sales were up. So you're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome, Dolly. Also, Ziggy, something about Ziggy and Fred Hill. I don't know all the details about that, but Fred
Oh, I
Hill.
did hear about that.
Okay, what'd you hear about it? Because I heard something about Ziggy Bones and Fred Hill, but I wasn't able to dig into it. Oops.
Hold on, I'm trying to lay the link down. Hold on.
Okay. Thanks for joining the hive, Kiki. Hey, Six Up. There she is. This is NorCal. I'm up here with Queen. I'm trying to get used to being on panel more.
Oh, thank you, Pockless. He donated 5 memberships, and then Brandy donated. I think it was Brandy donated a membership. Thank you so much, you guys, for supporting the Hive. Membership. When you buy memberships, it supports the Hive, and I actually just added a few levels because I've never had levels on here before either. So I actually just added some levels on here as well, y'all.
Can you donate memberships in a members only live? How does that work? Interesting. Thank you, Packless. And
Hey, Six
all
Up,
the new members.
your camera's on, love. Do you want to turn it? It's like blacked out, but do you want to turn it off, baby?
I got you. Thank you.
Okay, I was saying voices. You got the horse. Okay.
I was showing you, Queen. There's the baby.
Oh, you guys had a baby. Oh my God.
Oh.
You had the baby. Okay, when did she have the baby?
She had the baby in the field sometime after 2:30 this morning.
Oh, so you woke up this morning to a brand new baby.
I woke up to an empty barn because she got out of the barn and went and had it out here in the fucking field.
Oh my God. She said, oh, hell.
So you see that grove of trees way the hell over there? She was in that grove of trees.
Oh my
Well, she wanted to be.
I'm going to mute.
Way over there.
Oh, wow. You're saying you're really cackly, but I think it's probably because you're outside by the stables. Yeah. That is so cool. Congratulations. That is awesome.
Thank you. I'll come in on my laptop. I just wanted to show you guys because I know you guys were all supporting me. I'll be back.
All right, baby.
Congratulations.
Hey, Earth. What's up, baby?
Hey.
Earth.
Hi.
Hey.
How are you, baby?
Oh, shit. Queen's got the fucking shit, the bars up.
We're inmates. Welcome, inmates.
I mean, some people film their inmate phone calls and put them on the internet.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Never have I ever recorded an inmate phone call and put it on the internet.
Never have I ever been behind bars.
Yeah, I was going to say, never have I ever tried to use little bars and summons people from the dead.
Yeah, I heard it was actually a felony in Tennessee, but I don't know for sure. But all sources point to yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's an easy lookup.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to look up.
Okay, chick, we needed you to fill us in with the circle jerk stuff because that was something we really didn't know much about. Mm-hmm. So we wanted to know if you could fill us in with a little bit of it. You don't have to. If you don't want to, you don't have to.
No, I actually do want to. I need for people to hear this, and it's really important to this community. This shit is like, after this week, I was on vacation for like 8 days and gone for like 10. And before I left, A couple creators said they had information about the channel holder of Circle Jerk, thus, Circle Jerk channel, which consisted of a lot of people, right? But she was the channel holder. She used to be really close with Ziggy. She was the person that actually went with Ziggy to court to, say that she was going to testify that I was stalking Ziggy. But anyway, as time went on, I went to like these ladies, right? These ladies have been over here too. Like, I mean, she was on Queen's panel, but she actually came on my panel a couple months ago and acted as if she was a prescribing authority of said medication that I support because I'm in recovery. I take maintenance meds. I support people that are in recovery. There was a lot of misinformation being put out by another creator about specific information that could harm people, and this bitch came up on my panel and acted as if she was a nurse practitioner. Not only did she do that, and I'm speaking what happened to me personally, not to the jerks, to me.
Now, see, that's really fucked up. And I also want everyone to know I support maintenance medications as well. I have family and friends who have been on maintenance meds, methadone, Suboxone, Subutex, you know what I'm saying? And it's helped them so much. It completely turned their life around. And I am all for it, 110% behind it.
Absolutely. And
absolutely, me too.
There was a lot going on with creator I've been covering, just whatever. The back and people were going to expose her on June 12th. I left June 11th. That was supposed to be her birthday. That was the last time that I texted her behind the scenes. I told the bitch happy birthday.
And you're talking about Lolita, right?
Yes.
Lolita, the channel holder of the Circle Jerks. You texted her and said, happy birthday. I'm heading on vacation. I hope you have a good day.
Yeah, she said pretty much. She said, again, she doubled down on a name that she had been giving me for a couple months since April. Ironically, the name was April. Okay? The name was April. It didn't associate with any fucking name that I knew to be her. I knew she was a fucking whole ass lie. I already had inklings, but I knew. And I'm not going to believe the creators that put this shit out in the first place. Those creators can all fuck off. I'm going to do my own research. And I did. And I did it on my vacation. And I thought, how am I going to take this back to the jerks, right? Whom I respect. They don't deserve this. And this bitch knew what they went through with Ziggy. So if everybody doesn't know all that shit, well, that's a lot of history, right? We're not going to get into that. What I wanted to know was, these people were saying she's a scammer, she's a con, whatever. I wanted to know, what is she doing now? What is she afraid of? And you know what? Everyone, and Pearl's up here now, every one of these jerks and me would have forgiven her. I'm speaking for my child and everybody that was over there supporting that channel. We would have forgiven her and supported her and whatever. And she knew that. And I think she wanted these women to go and windmill for her, and not say a word, because she was lying so much. It was blatant lies. I'll tell you one specific thing that she did while I was gone after I knew who she was. She was over there in the Discord, and she said in the court paperwork that she submitted to the state of Indiana for Ziggy, because she was going to be a witness, that was made up. That email association, she didn't put that. Ziggy had to put that. Do you know how hard it is for me to go in there and say, no, Ziggy wasn't lying. You are. You put that fucking email that was associated with your Instagram, and your fucking name is Mary Beth.
And how long have you known about that for?
That I've known that who she is?
Yeah.
Since like June 12th.
Okay, so this is all everything that's going down is all pretty recent that's coming out?
Yes. Yeah. Like when certain people said, this is who she is, what was presented to me was not I have to look for myself. You know what I mean? I have to look
absolutely.
Yeah. And then people went to her, and I'll let Eliza and Pearl speak with that, because people went to her and gave her a chance to be honest and just say, this is me. Hey, maybe she was protecting her children, right? Maybe she's protecting her anonymity. We don't know. And I don't agree with people bringing people's fucking ex-family members and family members and all that shit up on this platform ever. If you need to expose somebody, get it out there. But there is no reason for all this shit to be going on. But I'm glad it's out. I'm glad it's out. And I don't know who the fuck she thinks she is going live over there on her own and acting like these women and all these people, the 3,000 people that subscribe to her bullshit, are just going to sit there and not. I mean, she didn't even address it, you guys. She went live knowing these women had all left. And she just said, I'll just do it on my own. With no admission, nothing, no feeling, nothing.
Wow. Yeah, wow.
And to come on this platform and act like you're a fucking doctor, pretty much, y'all. And that she's been saying like things about Ziggy, and you know, this doesn't take anything away from what Ziggy. We can all see who Ziggy is. She's doing her shit right now. Doesn't have anything to do with that. It explains a lot why they got along so good.
When we found out that there was any validity to anything that was being accused, we then looked into it. But I am not in the habit of looking up my friends on YouTube, their real lives. I just, we don't. She was very elaborate.
She also created documents, guys. She created false documents. So I'm sick of everybody. I mean, you guys are going to say what you want, but she created false documents.
There was,
she absolutely did.
There was no reason.
Can I actually say something about that? A certain other creator was ranting and raving, saying that I lied when I claimed that I had seen Lolita's actual official card. That's not a lie. I have a photograph of it. What's a lie is that it is in fact not true. And once we actually managed to decipher the license number and ran it through the system, then we discovered that it was fake. But I had a photograph of it. I had seen it. Obviously, I couldn't hold it in my hand. I live in a different country.
Oh, you're talking about her PhD license?
No, talking about her nurse practitioner, her card.
Oh, okay.
That has a license number on that you can actually check. Though you can go into the system.
Yes.
Somebody said last night that I lied, but to saying that I'd seen that. That's not a lie. We all had a photograph of it. We also were told that she had prescribed for somebody else that we knew. And this person spoke indirectly about Lolita talking about their health issue with them. So like all these little things just...
Prescribed like a medication?
Yes.
Like with a fake script?
She never prescribed
No, she didn't actually. No, she didn't actually prescribe it. She told us that she had prescribed something to this person that we know. And in general conversation with this person that we know, they talked about how Lolita had helped them with some health information. It all seemed to fit together. Now, I want to just say what Eliza said. I don't know about you, but I'm not in the... It's not in my general sort of sense of behaviour to start digging in somebody's background if I don't have any reason to. I want to stress again.
If you guys wanted to dig into her background, you could have done it a long time ago, right? Okay.
Some of the things that have been an issue here is that this all started coming out as a result of Ziggy digging into her. And the reason that Ziggy dug into her background was because, of course, Lolita was fundamental in Ziggy being held to account for the whole credit card thing. And also the way that...
Is this the lady that loaned Ziggy the money and all the credit card stuff?
That's absolutely right, yes.
Okay.
That's a personal friend of ours. And Lolita was the first person who discovered that was going on, brought it to all of us, tried to approach Ziggy about it. So Ziggy has an axe to grind. And she also has form for digging up on people. Somebody else in the community who got involved in an unfortunate thing with Josh the lab. I'm sure you know who I mean by that. The other person that was involved in phone calls with him and who he tried to get money out of. Ziggy investigated her background and said that she wasn't the person that she said that she was. She actually is the person that she said she was. She's got quite a significant career in fashion, and she is definitely the child of a father who died in questionable circumstances that is under investigation, and she was made out to be a liar. So, knowing that Ziggy was motivated by vengeance, knowing from experience that Ziggy has got questionable abilities in research. Sometimes she comes up with some good stuff. Sometimes she comes up with bones, strange family relationship. Several. I mean, we all know there are several things, and this fundamentally as well. Personal research. I knew that she had got the wrong person in at least one of the case. We've been told nearly a year ago when everything started breaking down with Ziggy. We all sort of said, how much stuff does Ziggy know about you? Because you know what Ziggy's like. Ziggy doesn't know next to nothing about me. And I said to Lolita, because Lolita was closest to her, they spoke every day. And I said, Lolita, how much does she know about you? And she said, well, I was careful because I didn't trust her. So when she sent me the parcels and I bought stuff from her, I put the name down of my son's carer and had it sent to his address. So right from the get-go, this name to us was not Lolita's name. It was the name of somebody else. So when they kept saying this person, for nearly a year, we've known that as the name of a carer associated with her son, not her name at all. You see what I'm saying? And we knew her by a different name.
She always told us a different name.
And in fact, she told Six Up in even another name.
A way far different name than what she told us.
And I never asked for her name. I want to make that. I never asked her. So she presented lies to me, knowing they were lies.
Honestly, we never really wanted to really use each other's names. Our actual legal names, because we don't want to accidentally say it on a panel for people to go around and dig up and act stupid on YouTube like is happening now. All I ever needed to know before all this happened was their YouTube names and their YouTube behavior.
So there's no problem with anyone protecting their anonymity, right? So beyond her lying about her name, what else? I mean, in the PH or the nurse practitioner licensing, beyond that, what was it that really triggered you guys into detaching
it's
from
pretty
her?
simple. Why we separated from her is because when we ended up, because we had no choice, this is all coming out and it's all coming out and everybody's pointing at us and making us look like fools because we're saying, yeah, no, that's wrong. What finally made us separate from her is when we went to her. All 8 of us met up in a conversation, and we confronted her, and she wouldn't be straight with us. I asked her several different questions, whether, she was lying to protect her family. Was she trying to protect a child?
Nope, she cut out.
Yeah, you cut off.
Eliza, darling, you've cut out. I'll pick up. Eventually, it was just so everywhere. It was like, right, okay, this isn't going away. They're now bringing on people who they say they say it's her ex-husband. It didn't make any sense in the context of the story that we've been told. So we thought, right, well, we've got to deal with this. Two of the people in what was Circle Jerk actually work in health services, both at management level. One of those two took the information from the license, the card, went into all the systems that she is allowed to go in, not breaking any rules, sort of just purely checking up numbers just to see what somebody's license situation and insurance situation is. No other personal details other than that. Something that she's allowed to do within her professional sphere. And at first there was a problem because it wasn't clear about what the numbers were. So working on that and finally finding out what we believe were the correct numbers. And everything led to a different person. And it really shook her. And then she came and told us, and of course we were all like, well, what? And we all went and checked ourselves, not on this system because we're not allowed access to that system, but because she had given us the name of the person that all this information led to. We looked up that person's name on a hospital site the way that anybody can, nothing, not breaking any sort of legal rules or anything, just purely.
No, it's not nefarious. You can look up anybody's license anywhere, anytime.
So, and yeah, it's a totally different person. Not even a name that has vaguely been suggested in all these different aliases that people have thrown out. This again was a totally different name, a new name. And I won't lie, we were floored. Just absolutely astonished. And then we contacted the person who we believed. And then we were thinking, oh my God, has she written an illegal script? Because that is a whole other nightmare. And so we actually, and what can you do? Eventually you have to talk about this to people. We spoke to this person and said, we know that you've talked about health with Lolita, and we were led to believe that she'd helped you with this new get onto this new type of medication. And this person, I don't even want to say what sex they are. This person said, no, everything that I have is comes through this certain place. Yeah, she talked about a certain new thing that was going on, but no, there was no script was written. And we were definitely led to believe a script had been written, because one of the things that she said in passing to these two other people was that she did not want to talk about this in public in case there was any question about the validity of her licensing in different states.
Nene,
she didn't think there was a problem.
Pearl,
Sorry?
Can I just interrupt for one minute?
Please do, darling. Carry on.
I want to say to Nene, the reason why she was looked up is because other channel holders and creators were doxing this woman's whole life. Okay. They promoted it for months. And I'm talking about Ziggy, Purple Phoenix, and Jenna.
Yeah.
Her channel name is Raw, Real, and Uncut. They promoted it for months. They have talked about the June 12th and gone on and on and on. And Ziggy made her comeback with this.
They
right?
put out some of our real names for no reason.
This woman
They're
was
just crappy
completely.
people.
This woman was completely doxxed, and then her family members brought up on her birth, her ex, whoever. Okay, people that she knows in her real life. The father of her child was brought up on these people's platforms. So there was questions, especially, I'll speak for myself, with me, because she came on my platform and she acted as if she was a prescribing authority for medication. I wanted to know.
So she was giving out medical advice when she's not a practicing.
Yes.
Okay.
For years she's been doing this. No, well, I'll say since she's been over on her channel, especially.
I want to take time to say, 1, hello, and 2, never, ever, ever take medical advice from anybody on YouTube.
No.
That's all.
No.
Thank you, that girl. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, but that was part of the issue. And it was just telling me your name is April. Bitch, I know your name isn't April. So why are you even presenting that? And now at this time, and just other things that were happening that I'm sure will all, it was so much. And after June 12th, to me, there was no denial. After I did my own research, there's no denial. And absolutely, I'm going to look into somebody. What I wanted to know is she on here scamming people now? That's the first thing I wanted to know. What is she hiding? Because I am about protecting people's anonymity. If you don't want to come out and tell people who you are, please, YouTube tells you it's the first thing it tells you. Make your avatar something that's not connected to your life. Don't talk about your real life. Don't bring your children on this platform, especially in this community. I'm all about that. These people will go for it all, and I don't fucking agree with it. But all this girl had, this woman, whoever she is, because nobody up here knows who she is. Whoever she is, she's a fucking fraud. She's a liar. She's a
Was she
complete
pulling any
con
kind
artist.
of fundraising scams or
No,
but
nothing. This
wanna know
is
what?
part of the problem,
Yeah, this is-
NorCal girl. She never ever asked us for anything. In fact, she was one of the people, I mean, Eliza mostly, but also Lolita, fundamental in helping other people.
Yes.
Amazon wish lists were set up to facilitate the cat rescue with Lip Locked. There was a family that needed food. There was a whole wish list of food items that were set up for them. People were given money. There was no scamming whatsoever. I mean, obviously, we're now talking about sort of an emotional scam. And,
so
a
basically it
professional
just comes down
scam.
to you
There
guys
was
got
no
catfished.
reason for us to believe
Yeah,
that
that's
she
it. We were
was a
catfished.
bad
You
actor
guys were
in any
catfished,
way.
100%. I mean, there was no money involved.
Nothing.
No.
She
There was no
gave
Not that we know of yet. Not that we know
Well,
of
not that we
yet. I'm
know
going
of
to say
yet. That's
this.
true. Not that we know
I'm
of
going to
yet.
say,
I don't want to land
As
myself.
far as
in
we
another
are
ditch.
concerned, as far as our group is concerned, there was no money.
Okay.
There was no money. I don't know what she's done elsewhere.
Yeah,
I don't know
Six
who
Up is
she
right. We
is.
shouldn't say that there was not that we know of, and nothing that we were aware of. I always saw her giving,
Me
not
too.
taking from anyone,
Even
I
which was
like
another
we
part
agree
of
with
the
that.
reason it was so hard to get my head around it.
Right.
I know that just Samantha saying in the chat that we had shows where we defended her. Yes, we did. And I absolutely believed that what I was saying was true. And part of the reason that I believed that what I was saying was true was that the people who were saying she was this, that, and the other
had told lies about us.
also said that I was a criminal. And I know I'm not a criminal.
Same.
Extended group, part of that group, there's a guy amongst that group who actually said that we were part of a drug cartel. I'm a 58-year-old woman in a wheelchair in the middle of England. How the hell am I involved in a Colombian drug cartel? These rumours were so ridiculous that you have to laugh. That I just did. I'll be honest with you.
Well,
I
being
did
over
not
here, they're
even
probably
listen.
because you're on my panel.
I was thinking
Okay,
of the
it's
same
time to
thing.
confess. This is the connection between me and Queen Bee. We met
That's
when
right.
we were smuggling
That's right.
drugs
We don't claim the
across the border.
They got
I
us.
was the wheels of the operation. She was the brain. Yeah, so these things was just so ridiculous from people that I automatically didn't trust, that I genuinely did not listen to the whole of the programs. Now, so it's just Samantha's talking about the photographs. You're absolutely right, just Samantha. Part of the process of coming to accept that we'd been deluded was seeing the newer photographs come out. Now, the original lot of photographs that were shown mostly were photographs that had been taken out of the private Discord, and we'd seen them before. But as newer ones came out, then it becomes a problem that you think, well, no, that is definitely you. That's your face. You know, it's no good telling me that's not your face. I've got eyes. It's your face. But we tried.
So you guys, I mean, you guys just feel emotionally ambushed by a catfish.
Yeah.
I mean,
that personally,
yeah, and that's really sad because she was the leader of the channel, right? She's the button controller.
Yeah.
from what I understand.
Yeah.
And she lied to all of you, and you guys all feel emotionally ambushed. And like, I
To the
understand,
point
like,
that on Monday night, when it all came out, when it finally all hit the fan, we got together as a group on a call and said, we have to deal with this. And we were already prepared for it to be true. We saw enough evidence. We believed it was true. And we thought, right, we need to talk to her. And if it's stuff that's happened years and years ago, and there's nothing recent, I don't have a problem. As long as she comes out and tells the truth, I don't have a problem in moving forward, because I had no reason to believe that there was any negative behaviour currently happening. We didn't even get that far. We were
and
just
her truth
absolutely...
for you guys is her admitting that she lied about her name and she lied about her license.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Like, because she doesn't have to expose herself, like who she really is.
Yeah.
You guys just want to, like, stop giving medical advice online to
No,
people.
we wanted to absolutely deal with all of it. We wanted to have it all out for everybody to know the truth, to face that truth head on in front of everybody and move forward.
Okay, well, I commend you guys for trying to handle that behind the scenes before the shit hit the fan and really came to the YouTubes, you know?
It was, she's just stonewalled us. It was like speaking to a robot.
We gave her 2 chances.
I don't want to be over dramatic, but she literally, that Monday night, made me ill.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That's not fair. And I'm so sorry that that happened.
And that is being very, very under dramatic.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm sorry you guys had to go through this. Unfortunately, we've seen a lot of this before.
I am lucky that it passed, and it
So,
was only a mini stroke, and not a full-blown thing. But I am now aware that during these 2 weeks after that happens, it's a fundamental sign that you might have a full-blown one. So it's been a really, really stressful week. And so on Tuesday, when they all spoke to her again, I wasn't physically there because I was stuck getting treated. And I wasn't part of that conversation. So you'll have to ask Eliza about that.
Yeah, we on the second day that we talked to her, we had already at least had the benefit of knowing what where Pearl stood. But also we're coming and asking her again now that we've given her 24 hours to think about and to realize that we know. You know, to see if she would tell us. We begged for show me anything that, you know, could dispute anything. Meantime, we know that Pearl is at this point, you know, ill, not feeling well. We didn't know the extent of it at that point, but we knew where she stood, and we went forward with the conversation knowing that if she wasn't going to give us anything, that we would be walking away. And at the end of that, we walked away because she basically just pissed on our shoes and told us it was raining.
So you did give her the ultimatum, like, tell us the truth or we're walking.
Absolutely. And she said, I guess I'll do it by myself. We did ask her to give us the channel to turn it over to us.
Yeah,
and
that would be a smart thing to do.
She did not. So we left and we started up a whole new channel, and we'll regrow it from there.
Okay. Well, thank you, girls, for coming up and telling us your side of the story. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, we were kind of lost on like what all had happened. And well, I mean, I've been busy myself and haven't really been on here too much, but I've been hearing bits and pieces, you know, and getting emails about things, and I'm like, I'm still kind of lost. I don't know exactly what all went on. I don't.
It's been complicated. Can I just add one thing before I drop down, Queen Bee?
Absolutely.
People are saying, I did not believe that this guy who's turned up with the new wife was actually an ex-husband. I didn't believe that at all. As far as I knew, she'd only had one previous ex-husband who was a much older man. And let's just say that the ethnic profile of the man that appeared live on camera was not the profile of the first husband. So there was an awful lot of reason why we disbelieved. I will happily acknowledge that he is the ex-partner and the father of the daughters. And I was wrong, and I acknowledge that I'm wrong, and I can only apologise for saying that I thought it was very dodgy. But what I will say that is still dodgy and that I still have real concerns about is that people who got on this bandwagon because of their feelings about Lolita are now taking up for this ex-partner of hers, bringing him on YouTube. There's a minor child involved in this situation. Whatever my feelings are about Lolita, which are mainly, I didn't know you ever, and I think you possibly could be a robot. This guy, when we started doing our research, this guy is not a saint either. Let me just leave it at that. These other channels need to stop getting involved in a very real family situation. You're all talking about parental alienation.
I was going to say that.
Let the courts sort this out. There are reasons. You say that she's this terrible person. And believe me, now that I've seen a lot of the details, I understand where you're coming from. But nevertheless, the courts made her the custodial parent. What does that tell you?
Yeah, but see, I mean, like, that's real life stuff, and that's not anybody's business on here. Nobody's child is, it should be anybody's business on here. In my opinion, you know, this is just me. This is just the way I feel.
I absolutely agree.
As far as like having family members and having people come up on panels and all that, that's all a bunch of bullshit. I think that's a bunch of fucking bullshit, and I would be pissed. If you know what I mean, if I found out somebody over here was doing that with our moderators and stuff and all that, you know what I mean? But I understand where you guys are coming to and feeling lied and betrayed. You know what I'm saying? I get that too, but I just feel like some things are going a little bit too far by.
It's too far. It is way too far.
You know what I'm saying? Once you found out and it came out, she was doxxed or whatever happened or whatever, you know, and her identity was found out and she was exposed or however that's I think, in my opinion, that's enough. It is what it is at this point. She's on her own. She's lost a lot of friends. She's lost a lot of subscribers. She's lost, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everything pretty much that she's built with you guys because she built it on a lie. It was built on and based on a lie.
It was. I can't tell you how stunned I was. I genuinely, because not by the stage that we spoke to her, we'd already got our heads around the fact that it was true. The cherry on the cake was speaking to her and just getting nothing back. Just no feeling at all. And it was just like, at the point that we spoke to her, that we knew the truth, it was almost like we could hear her turning the page. We were the last page. And she's moving on. And I was so glad that she went live this week on her own on Circle Jerk, because it was the surrealist thing that I've ever listened to. She told somebody in the chat that I'd had a migraine. I wish. Even though she knew the truth, because she was told by one of the other girls directly in the private Discord what had happened to me. But she didn't relate to that at all. She didn't relate to any of us. We were suddenly just the panel, and she would have a new panel assembled for the next time that she went live. And we just sat there stunned, like, it's like we're Sims to her. Do you know what I mean? And now that
like
that
she was
storyline's finished,
a real life, like a real life interactive video game type situation, like her
exactly
own
like
interactive reality show.
Exactly like that. And now suddenly we're not needed. So like our characters are scrubbed off the sheet and moving on. And from the other side, I mean, this is obviously something that has been going on with her for years. But for us, I don't know, that's the first time this has ever happened to me. And I just talking about it now is so fucking surreal. This has been probably the longest week I've ever had. And people are going to think what they want to think. I don't mind if people think that I should have known better, that I shouldn't have defended her. there's a whole lot of complex relationships going on here. You have to understand where we stood with Ziggy and Jenna from the start of this. I see that just Samantha earlier said that Lolita had actually said to her that her name was Mary Beth. I'm astonished if that's true, because she has never wanted any attachment with Mary Beth. Even when we found out an article that actually showed her in a good light in our research, we found an article where it said that like she was a home carer, which was part of what we were trying to find out, the actual sort of what her job was. And
Oh, so like
she
a
had
home
been,
health care?
yes, and a flood had happened a few years ago, a really sort of catastrophic flood in the area that she worked, and a seriously disabled man that she cared for had to be rescued out this flood. And this is a news report. This is not coming from her. This is actually in a newspaper from somebody who's boots on the ground with the emergency services. And it says about her going back through the floodwater to rescue this man's cat and get his medication because they wouldn't be able to get an emergency supply. Do you know what I mean? And he needed it. So she had gone through the floodwater to save his cat and get his medication. And if you'd have covered up the name and said to me, who is it that you know who did this? I would have said, that's Lolita, especially the cat rescue. And we said to her, come on, this is you, isn't it? And she wouldn't even admit to that. Something good. She wouldn't even admit to the something good because she did not want to own that name.
I'm really sorry. That's awful that you went through that.
And once we got over the shock of it being true, the real shock since then has been that she's just detached. Somebody that we spoke to every day, like nearly well over a year, nearly 2 years, every day, and laughed and talked about each other's families. And, you know, recently we were helping, everybody was talking about colours and things and for her daughter's prom, and then suddenly you're nothing.
Is it possible, because you're saying she won't even own the good things, is it possible that she just really doesn't want people to know who she is? I mean, it seems like a lot of
Right. Maybe that's right. Maybe she doesn't want people to know who she is.
It is clear that's part
That
of
is
it.
the
But
reason.
why
She
would you
doesn't want
send me
people to know who
pictures of
she
your
is.
child?
But there is so much evidence now, and so much has been put out, that it's stupid to carry on denying it.
Yeah, but if she wants to, I mean, maybe y'all should just keep parted ways and leave it alone and just let her.
Oh,
Now,
and that's absolutely
medical
what we've done.
advice stuff,
That is absolutely what we've done. And when we
the
did
medical
our show,
is
we
a little
made
bit.
the point.
Ma'am, can you hear me? Because I wasn't done. The medical
I'm sorry,
advice
dear.
stuff is really over the top, but it seems like y'all have done a lot of digging, like a lot of digging into this person. It seems extra.
The digging was already going on amongst other channels. We were the last people, and it had come to the stage where people were saying that that we knew that it was all true and that we were standing by her, and that's when we had to decide to find out what was true and what wasn't for ourselves. I do understand where you're coming from with that. No, we've got no intention of digging any further at all. We've moved on to a new channel, and we said on that live that we wished her well. And I said, you're 43, you've still got a constructive life to live. You know, this doesn't have to be your whole life.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's any getting through to her.
So at that point, you were just
done
digging to make sure of the lies.
Oh, we stopped digging. We stopped digging on Monday. We did 48 hours.
Is my microphone working, you guys?
It's cracking up.
Oh.
I'm not. I was going to say I can hear you okay, but I didn't know if she could hear me either because when I was talking, she was kind of talking over me too, and I didn't know if it was my mic.
I'm really sorry. Can I just explain to you that I have a hearing deficit?
No, I thought it was me. No, I'm sorry, love.
No,
I didn't
you're
mean to.
fine. I thought it was me too, Queen. No, I just meant like at the point that y'all were digging, not now, but like when y'all were, was it literally just to find out, you know, that you had been lied to since you were taking up for her? Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry.
So you guys, okay, so hold on. You guys have been friends with her for like, would you say 2 years? And under these 2 years, you thought her name was Lolita and that she was a registered.
We all had different names.
Elizabeth. I believe.
Oh, you thought her name was Elizabeth. Okay.
told
So
me
she's
her
been
name was
telling everybody
April,
different stories. Okay, gotcha. Okay. I see what you mean. Okay.
Told the other lady her name was April.
Yes.
Holy shit. So she's just been telling stories then. It wasn't just okay. All right.
I'm glad she wasn't scamming money, but I will say this. Let's say that I find out today or tomorrow that Queen is not who she's told me she was for the last 3 years. Without a really good reason, I'd probably tell her to fuck off. I don't know. Because how close we've been. And so I'd probably be like, well, screw
yeah,
you.
but I mean, we talk every day. Like, you've been on the phone with me. You met my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So
that's that's a lot different. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. I guess I thought that they were saying they had been close with her like that this
I
time.
don't think so. Well,
No,
wait,
we had.
guys.
Yeah, we'd spoken to her every day. She bought people's kids presents.
Yeah, Queen, they're close like
Oh,
us.
wow.
Yeah. I think I would be really upset without.
I think I'd be a little more upset than just. Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't go digging. I would just crawl under my rock and be like, "Fuck the internet altogether." I think.
Yeah, I'd be pretty fucking mad. I mean, if that was me and you lied to me the whole time, and it was like 3 years later, and I didn't know who you was, you know what I mean? And it came out like that on channel, you know what I'm saying? And then people thought I was supporting it and not. I don't know. I'd probably have to say something too. You know, I mean.
Yeah.
But okay, so when you guys found out that she had been lying and stuff, and did she try to talk to you guys or?
She tried to avoid us. She must have known because we spoke every day, and then on Monday suddenly for the whole day, the Discord was quiet. We didn't have any of the usual conversations or voice messages or anything like that because we were all in a private chat discussing what we knew and sorry, the grab's in the chat. Can I just address the grab? I'm really, really sorry, the grab, and I won't mention you again. Apologies. I was referencing the fact that Ziggy digs stuff up on people, and you're quite right. It's unfair on you, and I do apologise, and I will make a point. No, I don't take it as being rude at all, dear. But you are right. I shouldn't have. It's been a week, and I'm probably not being as careful as I should be. I do apologise. I'm sorry. Yeah. So we were all in a private discussion, all bringing forward different little bits that we'd found as not ringing true. And then one of the ladies that actually checked the license said it's not true. And she was devastated. She said, I've tried to make this work every way that I can, and it's not true. And we said, well, that's it. We have to talk to her. And we also started already thinking about what's our step forward. What's our next step in this? What's going to happen with the channel? What do we tell people? So we'd had some very involved conversations. So when I was ill on the early hours of Tuesday morning, that's how the girls all knew exactly what my position was, because we'd spoken everything out. And we kept saying to her, we need to have a voice chat. And normally that wasn't a problem. You could get her at almost any time. No, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, we're fixing the sink. And this just dragged on for hours and hours and hours. And eventually she came on and we said, look, we believe that what they're saying is true. We've got evidence that says what they're saying is true.
Can I read a question from the chat to you, ma'am?
Yes, of course.
Spivey said there were signs 2 years ago Why start digging now? And why didn't you question it a long time ago? You had 2 years to walk away. Obviously, someone was benefiting somehow to stick around that long.
What signs from 2 years ago?
I'm not positive. I was just reading a question because it was a pretty direct one. Spivey, could you tell?
And I'm happy to answer it if they can tell me what signs it was that they saw 2 years ago.
Yes, ma'am. Spivey, if you wouldn't mind elaborating on that some, because I thought it was an interesting question, but I don't.
Oh, it is. No, it is definitely. I mean, six up. You've been around. Did you? Was it? And in fact, six up was on possibly the opposite side of the fence before. Did you hear of anything?
I will say, I'm speaking for myself. When we were over there all together, and I would talk about this on my channel when I first started reviewing Ziggy, that Lady CG was one of. I mean, if you go back and listen, to me. She was one of the biggest catfishes, but I didn't care because I don't care if you want to hide who you are. Okay. I'm about that. I think that people deserve to have privacy if that's what they want. And when I came to the Circle Jerk channel and I apologized to them directly after all was said and done, and they helped expose the credit card situation with Cindy, and they said that they've seen, what they had seen. When I become friends with people, and I'm talking about real friendships, not just having people on your panel, I don't hold their past against them. If I apologize to them and they apologize to me, and we say it's water under the bridge, it's water under the bridge, right? And I build that relationship with that person directly. I give them 100% from the start, and that could be a fault of my own. Being on YouTube has made me want to maybe go back on that multiple times, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to let this change who I am as a human. What I will tell you is, of course, there have been red flags. Of course there has. If not, we wouldn't be here. Nobody would ever you wouldn't look into somebody like that. We had to. When I was on vacation, before this phone call happened late into Tuesday night, so there was a phone call in the personal Discord, and the jerks allowed everybody to come in there that was in there and speak to them. And they shared what happened. And I was on that phone call till 4:00 in the morning. And I'm just going to tell you right now that I've never seen anything like this. I can't explain it, but she is a complete fraud. She's a catfish.
I've seen it.
And she's a fucking lie.
I've seen it on YouTube. One time, this girl, she had a channel and she was going after another creator, and she had been going and going and going. All this stuff happened. I'll spare you the details and drama. And then suddenly she comes out on this creator's channel that she had been going after. And I mean, hardcore, like make you cry type shit going after. And she comes out and she's like, I'm not who I said I was. I'm really this girl's ex mod, and I've been here stalking her, and that's not even my name. And it was crazy shit. So I've seen it on YouTube. And there was a lot of people upset then too, now that I'm thinking about it. And that, yeah, so actually, yeah, they were all about the same that as y'all
that
are.
Girl, the entire story, like just the 2 years I've been on, not even 2 years yet, I've been on YouTube, but 2 years in total in this community, right? I come from the Summer Wells community. I was in Ziggy's chat. That's where I came from. And it has been, I'm a felon. I was active addiction many years. I've never seen anything like it. Ever.
I have.
And it's just, wow.
If that person's channel wasn't deleted, I'd share some links just so you can see how crazy it was.
I need to see it, girl. Because I even was Googling, like, what kind of person, like, this is Dr. Phil shit. You know what I mean?
Well, that's kind of what Truth Teller did. She was originally Mad Hatta, a mod for Mandy C. And then hid her identity, and then somebody finally found it out one day and outed it all.
Wow.
Can I just address something that Spivey's saying? If you're true friends, shouldn't you all have known at least her real first name? We knew both her names, or at least we believed that we did. I believed that she was Elle, which stood for Elizabeth, that her surname was Schaefer.
Hi there, by the way. This is B-Tim. I just jumped up a little bit. I'm just
Hey,
listening a little
B-Tim.
bit.
Hey,
How you
B-Tim.
doing? I'm just trying to catch up because I was a little busy earlier today dealing with another great debate a little bit. I know Voices heard a little bit of that. So
I had to
just
bounce. I couldn't deal with it anymore. It was no longer a debate.
I like, if you're talking about Truth Teller, I like her.
Well,
yeah, that's who did.
Whatever, I think her name's TT. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I don't really know much about her, but what I do know about her, I really like her. And I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't around for all the other stuff, so I don't really know about that. But I also just say if Lolita wants to come up here, she's welcome to come up here and speak on her truth or whatever, or speak on her behalf or however, you know what I mean? You know, I'm always fair to both sides. I just wanted to make that very clear. I don't want to make it seem like I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Just, I want to make sure it's open. She's welcome to come up if she'd like to, or anybody else if they'd like to.
But yeah, I
would
wouldn't
love-
say her
I would
name
love
for a
that.
reason. She's hilarious, but yeah, that's who it was. So it's more.
Who owns? I just like the two questions. I'm a little behind. I'm sorry if this was answered earlier. You guys moved to your own channel. Like, does Lolita own the channel? Is that the reason why
Yeah,
you guys
she
moved?
owns it. She owns that channel.
Yeah.
Okay, so that stings. And number two, is it so did she pretend to be a nurse in real life and give like her perspective of being a nurse?
Nurse practitioner, yes.
Oh, okay.
That's dangerous. That's dangerous.
And I would like to say, and I said it on my panel last night, I don't know what the fuck she was thinking. Like, clearly she hasn't been thinking clearly, I guess. But these ladies here, the jerks, I'm not speaking for them, but I know that they really loved you. Lolita, April, whoever the fuck you are, Mary Beth. I liked you, but you will be held accountable for coming on my platform and giving medical advice about maintenance medication the way you did, and giving me anything that had a license number on it that ironically went back to a fucking cardiologist. You were insane.
Wait, she gave you her nursing license number and it came back to a cardiologist?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Now I'm behind. Why did she feel the need to basically make up all this stuff? Like,
I don't know.
You're gonna have to ask her, B-Tim. I have no idea.
They really don't know, but apparently she's been living like this whole fantasy life online, and she's like built up a character of who she wanted people to believe that she was.
Yeah,
Many different people. Let's include that. We have many different names, many different stories, many different children, but all the same job.
So she just made
in
up
the chat saying that she knew Lolita as Elle as well.
So she just makes up a new identity whenever she jumps online and just basically pretends to be that person.
It would appear that she makes up a new identity when she's out living her life in the real world. There's quite a number of aliases.
And why does she is she like trying to cover up some sort of like, I don't understand why a person, like if they wanted to be anonymous, they could just be anonymous, but why would a person just make up, backstory and fake a job and all that stuff and then basically decide to, do that multiple times?
B-Tim, she not only just faked her professional credentials, she also faked, like I said, names. She also faked situations that we know, like a robot that's vacuuming upstairs when you don't have upstairs in your house. So she fucked up a lot here recently. Once you find out who she is, and then you know, right? Then you know that, then you start to think back all the things you heard, right? Then when people are talking to each other, Lolita, then you have questions and you question, what did she tell you? Well, what did she tell you? And every single time that you went around in a circle of 20 people, it was a different story. Imagine trying to keep up with that. And this is what I had to think about too when I go back and I look at my texts. If I would ask her a direct question, the direct questions, I'd share pieces of my life with her, maybe ask her a direct question. Whenever I would ask a direct question, I would get a paragraph of something that had nothing to do with anything I was asking about. I thought that was weird, but I thought, well, maybe because she works 12 hours a day, she's a nurse practitioner, right? No, it's really probably just because she has to sit there and think about our lives all day long.
At first I was like, yeah, nurse practitioner, she's probably busy as hell. And then you were like, oh no, it came back to a cardiologist. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So she just basically gave you a number of somebody else and didn't think you were going to look it up.
Yep. Also, she presented a badge at one point, and the badge had a different name with her license picture, an old license picture. So clearly a fabricated license. Wow. Fucking mind-blowing, isn't it? Yeah, and
It's
the person that
dangerous.
she stated that, the person that she stated that she wrote the prescription for, that was believed, as I think Pearl touched on, because it was talked about in public like this. I'm not going to say who this person was, but they would talk openly about medical stuff, right? So you just think that, oh, of course, that person's getting that prescription, right? When you ask said person, go and contact that person's like, absolutely, they did not give me any prescription. I get all my prescriptions at one pharmacy. She's not my doctor. Why would she give me medicine?
Can I just say that the speculation in the chat, and I understand why there's this speculation about exploitation of an elderly guy, that money was taken from him, etc. I have heard this discussed. I have not been able to find any evidence for that. I can't tell you whether that's true or not. If it is true, I've no doubt that it eventually will come out, but I can't say to you it's true. So please don't think that anything I've said up here is co-signing that idea that she is involved in a coming court case about taking money off an old guy. I have not seen any evidence of that.
Oh, this is scary. It's dangerous.
Well, yeah, because you said she's actually been on the phone with other people while their children were present. I can tell you right now, I would probably go clean the fuck off if that girl told me she was, you know what I'm saying? If I found out she wasn't who she was, and like Mike, you know what I'm saying? Because I've trusted her, you know what I mean? Like to hear conversations with me and my children, to talk, like with me and my kids present, and I'd probably be so. But then again, she's one of the 2 or 3 people that I allow that to close enough to me like that, Other than that, I don't.
You were like present for some of the most life-changing experiences I've had in the last half decade. And if I found out you were just somebody weird, it would weird me out bad just because of everything that you happened to be present for. You know what I mean? Like that would mess with my head really hardcore personally.
Thank God it got out. I am grateful that it's out, but I do not agree with bringing this woman's family members, her children up. It's not okay. It will never be okay, in my opinion.
There's somebody in the chat called Dame who's saying, if she's a nurse practitioner, she should not expose her true identity. Absolutely. Look at all the doxing on this platform. This was part of the problem. We believed that the only way to disprove, this is when we were defending her, right? So a couple of weeks back, we're still in the process of defending her. And we thought that the only possible way of defeating all these lies, what we consider were lies, would be doxing herself. And there's no way we were going to encourage that. Why would we? So we were just not engaging with it completely because we felt like the only way to put it all down would be for her to dox herself, and we did not want her to do that. So it was just a matter of sort of sitting it all out until people got bored. But then eventually, things come out and you can't deny what your eyes see any longer. I am very grateful to Six Up, who was doing her own investigation and was already in the process of wondering how she was going to approach us. As it turned out, we were already there. But she's been nothing but kindness. And I've apologised personally and publicly to Six Up before. But I would just like to take the opportunity again to say that every single thing that I thought about Six Up and the things that I said when I was with Ziggy, and Ziggy and Six Up were hard at it with each other, was incorrect. Six Up is an impartial person, a brave person, somebody who Lolita could have taken as an example, somebody who's been through the tough times and the questionable things and come out on the other side working in her sobriety to be a decent person. You've got your example sitting up here, Lolita. It can be done. I have nothing but respect for Six Up, and I am going to go down now, ladies. Thank you for letting me talk.
Hang on, Pearl.
Love you, Pearl.
Can you wait just one moment? There's a question from chat.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you and Six Up can. Is this the same Lolita that Science Girl?
I'm sorry, can you say that again? It's my hearing, not you.
Is this the same girl that Science Girl? Is this the same Lolita that Science Girl found?
No.
I don't believe so.
I don't think so. I don't think so at all. No.
She had no association with Molly Golightly. I
But
can't
who knows?
guarantee.
Maybe she has. Maybe she
both at the same time. We both thought, but hang on, it could be. I have no.
But I do watch Science Girl. I watch Science Girl, and I love it. I never seen any association, so I don't think so.
I don't know. I've got to be honest. I mean, I'm laughing here because the alternative is crying.
Yeah.
I don't know anymore.
And what's sad is that you built that.
We love you, bro.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you guys built that channel, and now you got to start kind of over.
That's okay though, B10, because really, if we're going to be real honest, right? The people didn't come to see Lolita.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind starting over. That's the least of my concerns. It's seriously, it's not significant. We've always just done the channel because we enjoyed doing it. I hope the people who've come with us still have a little bit of faith in our honesty. I understand those people who doubt it now. I can understand people questioning us. Watch and wait. If we do things that are questionable, call us out. I hope she gets some treatment. I hope that somewhere there's a real relationship in her life that means something, because it's not a way to live, is it?
No, ma'am.
Darling, hi, darling. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm finally out of that theater. Hell, for Spider-Man.
We're overlapping very briefly because I've got to get down. I am hot. I'm headachy, and to be quite honest, I'm terrified at the moment. Every time I get even a vague headache, I don't mean to sound like somebody being neurotic, but I am a bit neurotic at the moment.
Can I make one suggestion though? You should change your Fancy Feast. You should change your avatar to Fancy Feast cat.
I heard you saying earlier that you preferred the Fancy Feast cat. I do like that cat. I'm just sort of breaking in this new avatar, but I probably will be using my cat one again. Thank you all so much. Thank you, people in the chat. I know some of you are going to think we're a bunch of idiots. We probably were. But we loved her.
Yep.
Still do a bit. Okay. Good night.
Love you, Pearl.
Love you, darling.
Bye, Pearl.
Good night, Pearl. Thank you.
Keep on forgetting that Pearl's in Britain. So what is it, like a what is that, like a 10-hour or 6-hour time
Yeah.
difference?
Yeah, I think it's like
6 hours ahead East
Yeah.
Coast.
So when she says good night, I'm like, oh, it's only 6 o'clock here in New York. I'm not thinking.
Right.
Uh,
New
in
York.
New York. But yeah, it's just it's kind of weird that a person just basically hit like a kind of like made up a whole persona, and eventually Ziggy Bones revealed it, and you
Yeah,
know,
that's what made it so hard for us to believe anything because of the source of where it was coming from.
I mean, but like everybody to an extent, obviously not everybody, but like Molly Golightly, that's made up persona. Like, just the only issue with it to me is that they were giving medical advice under the guise of being some kind of nurse practitioner, you know? Other
yeah,
than that, there's everybody, like, your name's not B. Tim.
yeah,
You
but
know?
I don't give a lawyer advice. I say I am not a lawyer. I cannot give you. I can give you a little idea, but you know what I mean. Like I tell people, I am not a lawyer.
Yeah, but in the profession, everybody to an extent has a fake persona online, so it's just not shocking. It's
Yeah,
just
but I don't give
disgusting.
like but I don't give like advice to be. You know, I don't say, okay, well, you should file these paperwork and do this and do this and do this. I'm just saying, I'm not a lawyer. I know layman's understanding of certain things, and that's pretty much it. So it is what it is. I think that's the issue, though. But also, the fact is that she kind of lied to her closest friends, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the hardest part. For us anyway, for the jerks, it was really hard, the lying, and then the
But he is lying about who he is. He's not a tomato.
I'm not a can of soup.
He's not a
But, and
born
you're not
face.
okay, but you're not that girl.
But a lot
well,
of
she's
that ghetto girl.
stuff.
She's that ghetto girl. Don't you know that?
But a
Hey,
lot of people do
Independent.
know my name and stuff, though. You know what I mean? Like, I don't.
well,
I'm just like, it just, I don't know. That's the only part that's bad is the whole medical advice shit. And
yeah.
other than that, people shouldn't have to tell who they actually are, even if
I
it's
agree.
somebody that they are
I
technically
agree.
close with online, because that's not real life. As close as some of us get, like, you still can only, I don't know. I don't
You
know.
better be
Yeah.
careful on how much you share of your life. I always
Yeah.
say, there's
Yeah.
only so much I'm going to give of myself to YouTube.
Yeah.
And I stand by that. But
Well, yeah.
as far as like, we didn't want her to tell us. Here's the thing. When you meet people online, you just take them at their word that they are who they say they are. You know, you don't think that they're really living 8 other lives. I mean, when I met her, I did not think she was lying about her life. It's a very strange thing to lie about.
It is weird that she gave everybody all the different names, because normally if somebody wants to take a persona on for online, so to protect themselves, they just choose one.
Yeah, one.
Okay,
One's
can I
enough.
speak to that though?
One.
The
Yeah,
name
one's
she
enough.
yeah, the name she gave me
part's not-
though, guys. The name she gave me, like she did that on purposely. I've only been talking to her like offline a few months, right? They've been
Yeah.
for years. They knew I was not going to take that name and give it to the jerks. I'm not going to dox somebody.
Yeah.
She knows that about me, right?
Yeah.
So she gives me this name, and so I can see if I look, the name is associated with a certain address. She knows I have that information.
Yeah.
Okay. It's manipulative. It is
Yeah.
so
Very manipulative.
manipulative.
I have a question though. Is there anything has this person come forward and apologized?
No,
No.
sir. When we spoke to her the first night, I was patient. We were patient. We presented her with the facts that we had, and she was very like, I can't believe you guys. I can't believe you all don't believe me. She gave us nothing. The second night, we had one more talk. I was less patient with her. I gave her 10 minutes, and she was even more flippant. Like, I just don't know what to tell y'all. Everything.
Another important thing, Tim, is that person also went live and just acted like nothing happened.
Yes.
They
On
did go
Circle
live
Jerks.
on
Yeah.
Circle Jerk and then just acted like none of it even happened, which I think they found to be more hurtful, offensive, if I understood correctly.
Yeah, it was. It was very odd, but it was something for me that confirmed that, okay, you've got more issues than I could ever deal with, and I'm good now. Now I'm very
Yes.
indifferent. Yeah.
The
That's what I
multiple
was.
personality personas, like the multiple personas, not multiple personalities, but I guess same thing because persona, personality, whatever, is to me a little bit weird. That part is weird, you know, just pick a
Just
person and be.
the moment that she clicked go live and acted like nothing happened, that should have been your biggest red flag to run.
Oh, we had ran before, but yeah, when
Yeah,
she
they were
done
already.
that live, we were like, okay, yeah, you got more problems than I can deal with. I'm good on you now. And I wanted to address, I don't know who said it, but I heard it. Something about we were friends with her for 2 years. There had been signs. First of all, it wasn't that long. I've known her really a good year. And yeah, no, there were really no signs for me. I believed she was who she said she was. I'm not digging into your life. When June 12th happened, there were certain things that were said that caught my attention. Now, the mind is a funny thing. When you want to believe something, you tend to push things away, even though you know something isn't right.
Yeah.
So I said on it. Also, I believed if this woman was who she said she was, right? Why would she go forth with the June 12th? She wanted to go forth with it. She wanted to live stream it herself. Had it have been me, and that wasn't who I said I was, and all my dirty secrets were coming out, I would be like, listen, girls, I got to tell y'all the truth. See, we never got that. But anyway, there was no great conspiracy theory that there was a cover up. There was, come on. Sometimes it just is what it is. Nothing else.
What up, Nikki? You're late to the party.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nikki, where also, I do think like the name is a little bit better though. The jerk sounds a lot better than the
I
circle
like
jerks.
it. Yeah, I like it too.
I mean, whenever, to be honest with you, whenever I heard of circle jerks, it was not. It was bringing up X-rated things in my mind.
I thought it was a little bit tacky. Yeah, it was a little bit tacky for sure.
Gosh, Tim.
Just a little bit tacky.
Mine. No, yeah. The jerk is better than circle jerk for sure.
Well, we're going to keep going. You know, it's going to. We had a live last night, and we addressed it, and then we moved on to doing what we do, and that's having a good time, because that's what I'm here to do, is have a good time. I'm not here for the doxing and who's your baby daddy and what's your blood type, and you know, some of this shit gets really weird to me. And
what is your blood type, by the way?
Negative.
I have a type. Mine's a 5 -4 with an F there.
5 -4.
Mine's
quick question.
THC with a side of platelets. Thank you.
Hey, oh, Queen, you did yourself. But yeah, long day. I actually woke up and my stream started at 11:30. I thought it started at 3. Thank God my buddy called me 2 hours in. I jumped on at 1:30. I missed the first 4 fights.
Oh, okay. I was too busy debating aliens. Submarines, and also religion and other things.
I got a fight.
Prostitution.
I got a fight.
Prostitution. Yeah.
Angel Gotti, John Gotti's daughter, is setting up a fight. A couple fights in New York. So I'm supposed to be fighting this one YouTuber, FPS. He's like a mafia discussion channel. He agreed to it yesterday. So late September or early October.
You should get this lady named Karen. Oh, never mind. She thinks she's a mob boss, but that's another story.
They all think they're mob bosses. Every single one of them.
All right, I'm going to go make some dumplings and find some soy sauce and listen. I'll talk to you guys soon.
What kind of dumplings, though?
Oh, that sounds so good. Oh, my God.
They're, I haven't had these yet. Babe, see what those dumplings are. These are from, they're different than I get. I get them at Costco. Probably chicken and veggie, knowing me.
I like chicken and veggies. I like them all.
Beef what? They're beef. They're some. Oh, they're like the Korean barbecue. Ooh, yay!
Ooh, they're good.
All right, I'll talk to you guys soon.
Latest.
Have a good
Yeah,
one.
you can eat dumplings, right? You can eat dumplings if it's vegetable.
Did Queen Bee kick herself?
Yeah,
No.
she sometimes
No,
says
I'm
that
here.
needs a little bit.
I'm listening. I'm sorry. I'm here. I'm listening.
It's just
No,
your avatar's not there, Queen. That's what
Yeah, you're a white circle.
Oh shit. Okay, I'll be right back.
You're naked.
Six, I wanted to thank you again for everything. Again, I know
Welcome back, Six Up.
we've said it, but thank you for being there for us.
Absolutely.
Well, I think what we need to do is to figure out if Lolita's telling the truth. Is we need to go to Ziggy Bones and ask her to pull out the dowser. What is it? Those
dowsing rods.
We need to ask her to see if they are. Is she Lolita or isn't Lee? And see if it goes in. If it is, and if it's out, it's not. So we need to ask her.
What? She will probably try that, and I hope they poke her right in the eye.
Yeah, well, you know.
But
I hope.
She had him out last night.
Yes, I've seen the video. Yes, she was asking questions. I just I find that interesting. People do like New Age occultism, and it's kind of funny to watch. Yeah, I sometimes hope.
Tim, I thought you would have been a little more happy with that because you're from New York. You know, I got John Gotti's daughter that are setting all these fights up.
John Gotti's daughter setting up fights. I didn't know that.
Yeah, the fight I was just talking about. It's all being because I go on Angel. Her name's Angel. It's she's the oldest of John Gotti's kids.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this guy. He said some raunchy. I mean, we think Dolly is said bad stuff. This guy said some stuff. So I called him out like 2 weeks ago. Monroe was actually in the chat. She's in the panel. We go there every once in a while to hang out. And he said some vile shit. So, you know, I called him out. And finally last night he said okay to it. So they're going to set the fight up. There's 2 other fights that are going to be set up too between 2 other YouTubers.
Okay, cool. You got to get Dolly?
Huh? No.
You got to get Dolly? You sure?
I would. I mean, if you want
debates, are you talking about debates?
No, it's
about fist fighting.
No, it's a boxing match. It's in a gym, but it's not just a gym. It's like an overhang gym where they have like fights as well.
Yeah.
DJ
Mix into like what is it? Just boxing or mixed martial arts?
Yeah, he wouldn't take the MMA. He wouldn't take the MMA fight. So you know, he took the boxing. It don't matter.
That's what Nick's good for. So whenever we need someone to be roughed up, we say, Nick, get him.
No, it's got to be done lawfully, unless you step in my bubble, Dolly.
Yeah, Dolly was offered $20,000 to fight Boston.
10 from me, 10 from Vinny. And all I had to do was last 2 5-minute rounds. Or was it? No, it was just 1 5-minute round, actually.
To be honest with you, 5 minutes might have been a little too long. You should have made it like a minute.
No, it would have been 45 seconds or less. I would have been upset if I didn't end it in 45 seconds or less.
Yeah, like you're 6'4", and you're like you're not an overweight person. You look like you're pretty fit, and Dolly's like 5'5".
I'm very fit, but what should I say fit? Not very fit. But
yeah, he's like
Dolly is. Yeah, it doesn't.
Yes, Dolly's my height.
But I'll tell you this: I've seen small dudes like get it in, like they they can fight. It has nothing to do with the size. It really doesn't when it comes to the stature. If you know what I'm talking about, I'm not going to go the other way.
Well, it goes for how long your punch can go. Like if you have a
I have an 81-inch reach, and
yeah.
I can guarantee Dolly probably has like
half
55.
Yeah, he's probably not. You can literally put your hand over his head, and he would try to swing, and he would.
What am I gonna say? Like Nick would be able to put his hand on his forehead and just keep him from swinging.
I really could do that. I'm not gonna lie.
Do that.
I don't know why Dolly didn't take it though. He would have got some content. He would have a bunch of super chats from all his people.
Because he doesn't want to die. Okay, like I think I can realize. I mean, like
it would just get concussed or choked out or something like that, and then they'd get more super chats for sympathy. Oh, Dolly,
that's a good question. Spivey asks, "Isn't Angel Gotti John's sister, not daughter?"
No, that's John Gotti Jr.'s sister. John Gotti Sr. daughter.
Gotcha.
Oldest daughter.
You're not really helping our, queen here when you're talking about setting up fights for the mafia when she has to say.
Oh, you see, look at you take it that way. This is gonna be it's sanctioned the whole everything.
Like now,
Her
you know,
nephew,
she's
her nephew just
I
fought
know this
Mayweather
has literally
last
turned
week.
into a men's conversation for sure.
yeah.
Oh,
Talk
you know
about
what?
something.
Can we go back
All
to
right,
talking
Cabbage Patch
about
Dolls. What's your
home
favorite one?
owning and cat
No.
fighting?
Yeah. Let's not do the contract. So anyway,
Shit.
Why you don't
what
like
do
Cabbage
you?
Patch?
No, but what do you think of jaundice? Like jaundice for all. You know, I'm called petty for using that name.
I
But
am
what do you?
sick of him. Okay. I'm sick. He is a fence rider. I don't care if you hear me, Justin. I've said it on my own panel. You fence ride way too much. I'm done with you.
Well, what do you think of him? Did you see him calling up to see if like Maman was deceased?
No.
Yes, he was online with Veda, Molly, and himself, and they were calling up. I think the mortician or something like that to try to find if he was deceased. And he was also pushing the conspiracy of the photo that it was taken after Summer Wells was kidnapped.
You know, these people make me sick. There's a lot of them too. They get on here, they come up with these sick theories, call mofos from jail. I'm not even going to say what Ziggy claimed last night.
Was it the? Yeah, I found out about the story about the meth monkeys from Deets.
Oh yeah, the meth monkeys. Yeah, But last night she was saying some real sick stuff. But and they get 1K in their room. You know, it's just like, you people really want to hear this? You believe it? While she's got dowsing rods in her hands?
Yeah, I pray. I mean, like, I really pray. I really hope. I shouldn't say pray. I really hope that one day a ghost actually haunts the house, and then she has to. Then she has to call Dolly to do a ghost investigation in their house, and he goes in there and he has to deal with the ghost.
You never know.
Who are you gonna call?
Dolly.
Dolly.
And you're messing with things you know nothing about too. So you gotta be careful. But Queen Bee, thank you for. Is she even up here?
I think she's gone.
She fell off.
Yeah, I think you're stuck.
back in
You
a
can't
minute.
leave until Queen gets back. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
You can't leave.
Is
You're
that what it is?
You're forever stuck here. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Look,
welcome
I
to
want to
home.
say before the soup jumps down, the jerks that came up here, and I just want to say that I am really super proud of these ladies, the fact that they could do what they did. And I want to say that I said on my platform when I found out that this stuff was coming out, that if Lolita was anything like what these people said that she was, that I would hang my head and I would come public I would tell everybody about it.
You did.
And I am. And I apologize. She is a lifetime con artist.
Yep.
There are things that Ziggy, whoever said that are absolutely true. But we don't know who she is. We don't really know. I know that she's a liar and she's a fraud. And that's all I need to know. And I
That's
know
enough,
what's going
ain't
on
it?
my panel. Yeah, that's enough. That's enough. I don't care who the fuck you are. And these ladies loved her for a long, and they're going to go through a grieving process. They're going to grieve somebody they didn't even know, and that's sad.
Oh my
So
God,
please think about that when you're thinking about the way that you're processing this whole the whole situation.
Yeah.
Think about it. She may not be real, but other people are.
Yep. Thank you.
No, she didn't. She didn't pass away, Boston.
No.
She never existed.
She never existed. Her whole existence was a lie.
It's been a fake. It's been a fraud the whole
Holy
time.
moly. Because remember, I just got, holy crapola.
Yeah, you just got here, brother.
Yeah.
Holy molies.
Yeah.
Well, who I thought she was, she never was. And it's
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's really strange. I've never been through anything like this. And, you know, I'm at a loss for words, and I'm not usually at a loss for words. But I'm glad that we found out. I do not thank you, Ziggy, or anybody else. You get no passes. But I'm glad that we found out. I wish it would have came from her, but it is what it is. And I hate that saying, and I just said it.
It is what it is.
That's how we
I
found
hate
out.
it too, and I had to say it too. I really do. I had to say it. It is what it is.
I hate that. I'm like, what is
here
it?
we are.
Yeah.
I say it a lot. I don't hate it because it really is truly that. I mean, sometimes it just is what it is.
Yeah,
you can't change it. You know what I mean?
But we'll keep pushing, and you know.
So what subject you're thinking of doing? Like, what's the next subject you guys thinking about doing on the show?
We're still getting our footing, but we're going to start doing some daytime shows too, instead of always the nighttime. We'll keep the nighttime shows. You know, we like to cover what's going on in the sector. We like to cover. We were talking about some of the like crazy cases. I don't want to get true crime because it gets a little wild, but like the curious case of Natalia Grace, her story comes out this summer, by the way. Yeah, just we're still getting our footing, but we want to for different topics, and of course, stay to covering some strange things that happen here. I think we've had the channel 3 years now. We were able to go live last night. You have to have it for 24 hours, and thank you for everyone that's subscribed. And we'll get back on our feet and go live more. But it's been par for the course. Yeah, 8765309. It was par for the course. But yeah, we've got a lot to figure out still. So bear with us. But we're down, but we're not out.
Well, I think you generally got a lot of people supporting you. I mean, jumping on, and I think you know what I mean. I think you'll, you know what I mean. Like you'll build a more stable foundation.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I think so too. I always had a weird. I don't know if it was weird. I just had this policy: you don't work with other YouTubers, channel holders, content creators, because this is what happens. I've always been solo dolo, but I have really grown to love working with other people, you know, and laughing and having that type of where you can bounce off ideas and thoughts and commentary off each other.
That's what I love about
the camaraderie helps.
It does,
doesn't it?
It really does. So
I like the open panel thing. I mean, you have to, like you said, bounce stuff off each other, different opinions.
Yeah, definitely. So
different points that might be, oh, yeah, you're right. I never thought of that.
Right. That happens a lot. And we've
unless it was the prior panel before this, if you happen to catch that.
Oh,
yeah, there's really no bending. Oh, Nick, it's way too much to tell you. You'll just have to watch Deeds.
I will.
Oh yeah, I saw she was earlier.
Yeah, it was quite an interesting one. Me and the Glare were talking to a gentleman about his theories on Ocean Gate, and it got into other subjects. Eventually got into the Bible and religion and the morality of prostitution and other things, and it was quite an interesting one.
Damn, you all went there, didn't you?
Yeah, it was a 7-hour stream. I took a lunch break and came back, and then I saw Chase and kind of talking about how we were kind of like not really listening to the guy's opinion. That we were kind of being I would say being a little bit more, I don't know. What's the proper word? I forgot, Voices. You were there.
Condescending?
Condescending.
Yeah, and it was about... It was about more being, let it be a conversation, not a debate.
Yeah, I mean, like so basically I was just...
And not everybody sees it the same way.
Yeah, I was I mean, like when you come up and you say that the Ocean Gate, possible a giant whale aided or alien Nephilims abducted the people from the...
he lost you there.
Sub.
Isn't that 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea? Isn't that what happened?
Well, he thought it was a giant fish that did
Really?
it, or aliens.
Seriously?
He was serious. Yes, he was. I first thought he was trolling us.
Right, I would too. Right.
And I was kind of just like talking to him, like, "What are you basing this on?" You can listen to the live. It gets.
I can't wait.
Oh, I'm going to.
So it was when the Glare and then this guy is called Knight jumps on, and it just kind of derailed from there. And then he talks about other subjects. Yeah, then Chasing jumps on, and Voices was
Deets okay?
on.
Is DT
Deets-
okay?
And yeah, I mean, I had some people a little angry with me. They were like a little angry with me because
Well,
I did
the debate at the end of the day.
because I was not listening to him, and I was kind of getting a little annoyed with him calling prostitutes lazy and dirty and
Lazy.
sinful.
Damn, they're far from lazy, but okay. I've got to go listen to this now, but I'm going to drop down, y'all.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me come up.
No problem. Yeah, I mean, I just got a little because I just like, as a person who, I sympathize with people having to survive, and the world is not a fair place, So sometimes some people have to do things they don't want to do to survive, and sitting there on your moral high ground saying God said it was okay, it's against God's will, and then not voicing your own opinion kind of got me a little annoyed.
Yeah,
It's like just speak for yourself. If you believe, like I just got a little annoyed when that was.
I'll be honest with you. They were saying you had me at hello. If you're gonna start saying that a giant whale swallowed the submersive,
Well, you got to have facts for that, and they didn't like. It was kind of like it was not it was just his opinion. It was a conversation, but it's like, you know what I mean? Like it's like I first thought he was trolling because it was such a ridiculous argument. Because like, come on. But then he was facing no evidence for himself.
Yeah.
And I just didn't like the fact that I was trying to pin him down to like just state your opinion. I felt like he was using God said it was without, stating his own opinion. His own opinion. Stop saying God said it because it says in the Bible.
Well, yeah, I would say, what are you talking about?
We were talking about the live I was on with Deets.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say I don't do religion, politics.
Yeah.
Do all that over here. I don't.
All I heard was a whale swallowed the submersive somehow, and I was like,
yeah, just talked about like
when I walked into that conversation, I walked right back out. I don't do politics and religion. I don't do none of that on there, and I don't.
She had a U-turn. She had a U-turn.
Don't give a fuck. That's right. Yep, sure did. Walked in, went right back out. As soon as I started talking about God this, God that, I was like, oh, I'm gonna jump on the panel and scare him the fuck away. And then I was like, no, I better not. Let me just.
Oh, it would have been amazing if
down.
Oh,
that would have been amazing. But yeah, I mean, like that was what happened. So they just asked me what I didn't get into too much detail because you can't really get into too much detail with a 7-hour live. So it is what it is. But anywho, what do you?
I heard Miss P's back. She's back in full force. She went from being positive vibes yesterday to everything's positive, positive vibes. She's gonna just ignore everybody. To all you, I hate you all. You're all.
No.
Oh, we're all blue tip herds now. Oh no.
I saw the thing you played last night.
She's mad as hell. I was gonna say I don't even know if I was.
Yesterday during the day I watched the replay. She seemed like she was being sweet for baby Jesus when you played that.
That was the first time I've ever seen her. So
yeah, she was being sweet for Jesus then, and then she turned into fuck all y'all. You guys are all ass creeps, and I hate all of you.
Did you get like more views for that, or what?
I don't know. I don't even. I don't pay attention to that kind of shit unless fucking I'm arguing with Laura.
Oh god.
You had to say her name. Now she's gonna do a 2-hour live on us. God damn it.
No, fuck it. Like I said, well, from my understanding, we're icing her ass out, so I'm trying to just shut the fuck up and not say.
Yeah, I'm not saying. I'm trying to avoid. I'm just like.
Yeah, just whatever.
Whatever. So Miss P's back, and
Miss P's back in action. And let me say,
didn't Dolly say he knew where you lived, and he was like, he just like, did you?
Yes, Denise.
Merv struck fucking Natasha Cooper while she was live, took her stream down, and then fucking she went and struck Merv. I'm like, oh my god,
who's Merv?
Mommy rambling.
And you know what else drives me nuts? When people fucking call her mommy. Like, what the fuck? People call her mommy. That shit kills me. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah. That's weird.
Yes, Denise. The baby was born. Foxy escaped the barn in the night and went to the trees, and the baby was born in the trees. So
We have a colt. He's a boy, so we got one each
Oh, he
now.
was born. He was born.
Yep.
How did you get it? How'd you get him back to the pen with her?
Oh, I didn't have to do any of that. I called my team. Like I told you, I wasn't going to have to do any of the hard work. Oh no.
Did you name him Boston like you told me you were going to?
Baby, I didn't tell you I was going to name him Boston.
Liar.
You go replay that back. No.
I know you definitely said hell no. Hell to
I heard. I mean, for a certain amount of monetary gain, I can say that I heard that Boston.
Very good. Yep.
Beat him.
I catch your drift.
Anyway, so yes, she did great. She had him in the trees. The boys, she had him out in the tree line because we had one hell of a vicious storm roll through last night.
Oh.
And so I had last checked about 2:30, and when I got up at 8:30, I went out to an empty barn. And then after walking a few pastures, I finally figured out that they were in the trees, and I was able to lay eyes on the baby and realize that we have a brown and white paint. And then when the boys brought it, like we had to move horses and catch other horses so that we could get them out and back into the barn, and it's all perfect now.
He's able to walk. He was walking.
Oh, yep, he was up and walking. Yes, yep.
Oh yeah, that's good.
So, yep, she wanted to be left alone and did it all on her own. She needed privacy.
Shit, I won't let anybody around me. I'd be like, back the F up.
So what did you think of Uni basically saying like, oh, I knew the whole situation. I knew that it was Queen Bee being sued by Betty. When he was
I didn't hear that yet, but I heard there was like rumblings or something.
Yeah,
I need some clarity.
Well, he basically claimed it took him 3 minutes to realize he got it wrong on the whole, because originally he was like basically rambling for a half hour and he was kind of joyous about the whole fact of JLR suing Queen Bee. Like he was kind of like, I don't know, excited, and he didn't realize that he got it wrong. Then when he was actually confronted with that fact that he got it wrong the next day, he's like, well, basically he just blamed the chat and said he corrected it in 3 minutes.
Oh, okay. They always blame somebody else. So
yeah, and it's just weird. And he likes to talk shit about people and jump on Twitter and talk shit on people on Twitter and then say nothing on a Kick or something. I've noticed. So it is what it is. I don't know. Like, I mean, like, I kind of find it a little annoying. I felt like when he was basically rambling about Queen getting sued by JLR, he seemed a little bit more like excited about it a little bit too much. I'm like, whatever, bro. Whatever floats your boat.
Hey, Queen, I gotta jump down here. I just wanted to say thank you before I jump down, though. I hate to interrupt you, Tim.
You can interrupt me anytime you want. I talk too much. Just say shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. Please. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you guys for having me. Thank you, Queen. Thank you, Voices. Thank you, Boston.
See you later, lady. Take care of yourself.
Thank you, chat. Bye, guys.
Bye. He had a whole 53 viewers in his live last night on here. Yeah, because when you basically attack all your mods and everyone in your chat and you're constantly lying to people, yeah, they eventually just say fuck it.
He's blaming everybody else. He always says I was told to not do this. I mean, everything he said, you know what I mean, was I was told to not shit. You were told. What do you mean? That means your Discord was telling you to do X, Y, and Z?
Yeah, who told him?
It was so weird.
He passes it to somebody else. I was told to do this. So if I didn't do this, then if I didn't do what I was told, then you guys would have got. He tries to play the double narrative. It's so obvious. I don't know why he doesn't think other people see it, but it's what it is, as we say.
It is what it is.
God, I hate that saying, but
I mean, it's what it is.
I know.
I'm going to say it now every time.
It's a boy. It's a boy, Spivey.
It's a boy.
And she named it Boston.
Yeah. No. The only one I want to name is the filly. I think her name should be Gracie May.
Crazy May.
Crazy May Boston.
Why would you want to be named after a horse? Like, why would a
Oh,
horse?
it's a horse named after me. Hey, go there.
Hey, Ellie.
What up?
Don't let this person on here. I don't need this.
Hey, I had a question for you guys, and you beat Tim about the earlier. Do you think
I
that
don't
there's
thi-
ocean aliens?
Have you ever seen The Abyss? Have you ever seen The Abyss?
No.
Technically, there wouldn't be aliens if they're from Earth.
Right?
No,
I
no,
mean,
they're
they're
from
like
outer
something else
space.
underground if they're aliens,
They're
right?
from outer space, but they
I
hide.
think Queen doesn't want us to enter into this conversation. I think
This
she-
isn't religion, though. This is I'm because you were saying about the
alien
submergible.
talk.
I
don't think it was a whale. I think because they lost,
course it
like,
wasn't.
they lost
Yeah,
they lost tracking and they lost communication at the same moment. And like James Cameron was saying that like their tracking device was in its own like vessel, like
I mean,
pressurized
like,
vessel.
if you
And
want to
he's
say like,
once those two went, that was it. You know, I mean, I don't think
Yeah.
a whale could have bumped into it, which could have caused the implosion
No,
because
what
the
happened was
pressure, you know.
because the way like the manufacturing of it hasn't really been extensively tested. And
Yeah, it was
basically
made of
what
like
happens-
carbon fiber
Yeah,
shit, like multiple stuff, right?
And my
Yeah.
understanding of the interview with, because I saw it on blank screen, he has actually clipped the interview with Cameron. It's like a 5-minute interview he discusses. And
Yeah, I watched a
basically
bunch of
says-
interviews with him. He's been
Yeah,
doing a bunch of rounds, Cameron,
Yeah.
just like talking about it because he's gone even further down than 2.5 miles. He's gone even deeper with his own submergible, but it only
Yeah.
is one seater his because he doesn't want to put other people through that kind of life threatening kind of thing like this guy did.
And I wanted to say that they're basically like what happens is that the more you go down, the more nano tears or smaller tears happen to it. And what happened was that the front part was only good for 1,300 meters, and it was just eventually it was very insidious. I think he said insidious, where it's just basically the multiple times you go down, the more wear and tear, and that's
like the expansion and contraction that keeps happening to that carbon fiber, which is like a mix of materials. So something, and they said that they even started to hear cracklings when they were going down at different times.
Okay, have you guys heard? I mean, I heard it from another channel. A military guy jumped on, so it's all pure speculation, rumors, the whole nine. I don't know if you guys have heard this yet because I haven't talked to you. That the military knew that it had imploded.
Well, they
You have
knew
heard
about
that?
the sound. Yeah, like that. Also, James Cameron heard that too because it's like a small little network of these like people that like are into underground ocean exploration, and he is one of them, James Cameron, even though he's like a movie person too, but he really is interested in it. And he got like a call, and it was from the Navy, and that came out like after the fact. But
This guy was in the Navy that told me last night.
Yeah, it was like a naval, it came out like on CNN even like the day after that they, found something with those ROVs that this, that there was like a sonar, like they call it they caught it on sonar. It was like like an event, and it was like registered like as a boom, and it happened the exact same time that they lost communications and this tracking, which was the fact I didn't know that it was in its own pressurized little container, which means that it had to be like complete, utter, like what happened catastrophic because that thing went as well, and that has its own like pressure like thing, like I said, so that had a squish, you know what I mean, as well, like, and they said it would have happened in like a millisecond, like you blink your eye, boom, it's over. Like they didn't even know it because it happened so fast because it's so quick. Like people were doing these TikTok things with like soda cans to try to like mimic how like certain aluminums, like it just was made out of like crap, and not crap, but like not like one continuous like piece of like titanium or steel, or it was like Tim was saying, that carbon fiber, like over time, like every time it goes down, it goes through expansion, contraction, and that creates like stress. And I forget what it was called.
Spots.
Yeah, like it's, and so after time,
It's like stress
only a matter
fractures.
of time. Yeah, like stress fractures, exactly. Like I forget what they call it, something like there's another guy, like this engineer that was talking about, and he was calling it something similar to that, like this wear and tear kind of stress.
Baseball bats as well. with carbon fiber bats.
Yes, Nikki. Yes.
They'll start to crack slowly but slowly, and then like I've
One
swung
day you throw it,
the top exploded up.
Like all that pressure on it, like think about all the contraction, expansion that vessel had to go through, and it wasn't like tested, or it wasn't maintenance. There was no maintenance on it. Like James Cameron said that the one that he did, like they worked on for 8 years. It was only him and the engineer that would ever go in it, ever. And every time they went in it, after they went in it, they would, it was a different kind of like material too. He thought that was like an act. It was a matter of when, not even if it would happen, just when this kind of catastrophe would happen. But he didn't want to interfere because it wasn't his, like, he's like, I don't want to, like tell them what to do in a way, because they're in the same like club in a way, that insular community of these ocean explorers,
Yeah. I mean, I guess the Navy heard some. They thought the whole time, you know what I mean, that it happened right away. I have to go back and listen to a little bit more.
The first day, because it was an hour and a half.
Yes.
Yeah.
The first day.
And then Ellie, think about the delay. They waited 24 hours to say that it was fully missing.
I think it was only
Well, they
6
waited like 6,
Yeah.
when the mothership like told the Coast Guard.
Coast Guard, 6. I think it was 6 hours they waited.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it's a little loud. Yeah, and then so it was like, but they didn't, as soon as they lost communications, they didn't, but it didn't matter. But they lost communications and tracking, which was tracking from that mothership. And it was like, like I said, its own like pressurized like cylinder
I don't think they had a tracker
for this
on it.
very purpose. No, this is what I'm saying. There was a tracker on it in its own pressurized container, and they lost tracking at the same time as communications. That's what James Cameron said, and he knows, he's seen it.
Okay. So
there is tracking. It's like a tracking to the mothership, and like they lost that when they lost communication. So that's the only reason why he thought that it was an implosion, because of that tracking thing, which is in, like I said, this pressurized like compartment, which, if that goes at the same time, then
there is no more tracking. You can't track it.
Well, it would have survived because it's battery operated and it's in its own pressurized container. So even if there was another kind of a failure where they needed help, that tracking, not necessarily, if they lost electricity because of communication, they lost electricity, that tracker was on its own battery source and its own. You get
so
it?
imploding would have destroyed it, basically, right?
Imploding would have destroyed it, but like other problems would not have destroyed it. It was almost like a little fail-safe kind of thing,
So with it imploding, that's why they couldn't track it, because it destroyed it.
Exactly. So when James Cameron heard that those two things happened like simultaneously, he's like, it imploded because of that tracking thing that I didn't know about until I heard him talk about it,
Mm-hmm.
They left a lot out.
You're not you don't believe it was a giant whale or aliens, then? That's what you're saying. Allie.
Tim.
Ooh, I like that, Queen. That's pretty.
You've had that for a while, I thought, right?
Yeah.
All right, good. I thought it was that stoned.
Yes, you are that stoned.
Yeah, Selena's back here. I just wanted to make sure it was her before I. Hey, girl, how are you?
I'm good. Hey, Boston. Hey, Mr. Tim.
What's up?
Mr. Tim, I
Not
like
a whole
it.
lot.
So
Can't help it. I'm old school.
No problem. So what's up?
Oh, not a whole lot. I really enjoyed the conversation over at Deeds, by the way.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was definitely interesting.
Yeah.
It was very interesting. A little, it is what it is. Definitely something to be avoided a little bit here, because it got into subjects. By the way, Queen, you got 5 memberships from Ben Dreamin.
Ben Dreamin.
Thank you so much, Ben Dreamin. I appreciate that, love. Thank you for supporting the Hive, and it is a good way to support the Hive. Actually, I just put different like a couple more levels on there, because it's always been set at one level, but I'm going to start doing stuff with it, because I've never really put any time or energy into this channel. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've always had one membership and kept it as that. I've never done members only lives, so start putting some time into it and do different levels, and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that.
Are you going to put the Laura content behind the $100 payroll?
Oh yeah, for sure.
$99.99.
Do we get to buy our riches like another certain channel?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was an interesting combo. I just, I just don't take people seriously if they come in with space aliens and.
Oh,
I know, right?
Thank you, Gone Girl.
Thank you so much, Gone Girl. I appreciate that, love. Thank you.
But it's just really sad. I wonder if they are going to get sued, that Ocean Gate people. I think they might.
I think so too.
Because like they were just being like, I think they were rushing to put that damn thing around.
They need the money. They're in the hole.
Yeah, that's what I think is going to happen. Because I think they were commingling. Like from the lawsuit in Florida, it might seem like they might have been commingling funds between deposits and I think eventually, if they didn't get that thing down, they would have to refund. And if they refunded funds that were already spent, then they might have been in trouble.
So Peter Paul? Are we talking about Peter Paul?
Yeah, Peter to pay Paul.
Kiting?
Yeah. I just do it a little shorty.
Yeah.
Peter to pay Paul.
So I think. What's that, Voices?
Check kiting.
I never heard of that.
It's where you float the like.
That's in jail.
No, it's not.
Kiting? A kite message?
Check kiting. It happens when, like, okay, say you have an account at bank A, an account at bank B, and you write a check out of bank A to bank B. And like it's all about the float time of the check before it goes from one financial institution to the other. It's called check kiting.
It's
basically, is that floating a check?
Yep, pretty much.
I think
that's
yeah.
what we're doing.
I think it's robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's from what I've read so far and seen, it's what it seems like.
Yeah, and I just think the guy is just rushing to get that project done, and I think he. Unfortunately, those 4 people just didn't know what they were getting into. I think if they knew the full story of all the stuff that was set up, they definitely would not have gotten that fucking thing.
I think about the son texting his aunt 2 days. You know what I mean? Didn't want to go. And what was it? It was Father's Day, right? And
Yeah. I just feel bad for that whole group. And I don't understand why people are trying to like make it a class issue or some shit. To me, it's like innocent people just died. It's not right. It's not right.
They should have used their brain, and when they got to that first, there's a possibility of death. They should have gone, okay, no, never mind. That's okay.
Well, I don't think they knew. I mean, like, listen. Obviously, it's they signed the consent to go down. What is it? The waiver.
Right.
But I'm sure they didn't understand the full issues with that thing. I think that I think if they were actually told all the facts of the situation, like, oh well, this is a new innovative technology, and every time it goes down, it actually opens and closes and constricts, and it's the front part is only tested for certified for 1,300 meters, and we're using parts from random stores. I think these people would have been like, nah, I don't want to risk my life. I mean, there's always a risk involved with everything, but I just think they would have probably said, nah, I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, explain properly.
Yeah.
Like, this can happen. You sure you want not just read this and sign it? Because he's
They had to know though.
He's probably like, yeah, we're good to go. Not like, hey, if this could happen, we could. That's I doubt he gave him the speech of like, hey guys, you sure you want to do this? You sure you want to do it? You know what I mean? There's no way.
No, I don't think they gave him the full information about everything, and I think eventually it just unfortunately they went there unknowing, and they died.
And the 13 and change was the lowest they've been down, or whatever it was. And
no, I think the guy. I think they went down a couple of times, but the problem is that it slowly breaks down over time.
They went up tons of times, lots of times, and
every
time it goes down, it goes.
Wasn't 1,400 feet Titanic, and that would be their big.
No, 4,000. 4,000.
That was like 2.5 miles. Yeah.
That would be the furthest they ever went with that, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
He
and
did it other times already though. Many times. Yeah.
The first time he tested it was 3,500 meters by himself in there.
Okay.
And then he went down a couple of times, but the problem is that it slowly breaks down over time.
But he also he did go down past 40.
He went down to 4,000, yes, a couple of times.
Sorry.
Lots of times.
So then basically you guys are saying the structure.
Did you not watch any of it, Boston? Or
I wasn't here earlier today. But
yes, I was gonna say I really wasn't on here too much. I mean, we've only been on here like 2 hours. I don't think we really even talked about it. Did we on here?
We talked about it up last
2 nights ago.
2 days ago?
Yeah.
Night.
Oh, okay.
I just didn't know it went past 4,000 or went to 4,000. I thought it only went to the 3,500.
The first time when
I
he tested
misunderstood.
the first time when he tested by himself, he went only by himself only 3,500. But then he went down a couple of times. I think he took tours, and I think he went a couple of times. But the problem is it slowly breaks down over time, and you just, it's not consistent, and eventually it's,
Hey, B. Tim, we had a catastrophic railroad train. It's a train bridge happen, and it put tanker cars into the water. And the only thing I can say is that I'm grateful that our river flows from south to north. We got one of the rivers that flows backwards in the country, in the world, and I'm really grateful because everybody from Laurel, Montana, north and east is under a boil order because of, and this would be Montana Rail Link, but it's the Burlington Northern Line.
Shit.
Yeah, I shared it's on my community tab. I shared it out. I mean, it's a catastrophic. There's the bridge itself completely crumpled and twisted.
Over 30 times that submersible went down there?
Yeah, he took some experts down with him too as well.
Yeah, it's just that it just breaks down over time.
With the pressure, you would think so.
Especially that carbon fiber stuff they were saying, because it's made out of it's almost like particle board. It's made out of different materials, and if it was just say titanium or steel or like a solid material, they could predict, how it would go. But if part of it was expanding and contracting and the other at different rates, that's what caused something. You know what I mean?
And that's just dangerous because you just don't know if it's broken down at that point.
Exactly.
If it's going to break, and it just takes a split second, and boom, you're imploded because you're down a certain. It just
too fast. If you go down too fast, and it's one that expands, and you have to kind of do it gradually. You know what I mean, and not just. There's a lot of little things there.
It's partially that. I mean, because the weather.
Let me see. Yeah, someone asked the question, says, do you think if it was a boat of a poor fisherman working for a living, the same amounts of monetary and the same resources be put into searching? The answer is no, absolutely not. Because one, I think anything that was related to the Titanic, I feel captures people's imagination. The whole story is a pretty interesting, I'm going to sound a little callous, but it's interesting drama for some people to watch a situation like that. A bunch of billionaire goes down in a experimental submersible, and then proceeds to go down. There's a timer when the oxygen goes. It's TV knows how to drum up drama because they want ads and shit like that, and I think that was the whole reason. If a poor fisherman gets lost in the ocean, that doesn't make drama for a lot of TV stations, and then TV stations will pump it up, and people like to watch to see it, and some people are hoping for everyone's hoping for a happy ending, but that's
Do you
what
think
I think.
that media pumped this one up because I feel they knew on day one that they're pretty much until that it was I
think they did. I think they did pump it up, and I think because it makes, I don't want to sound like an asshole, but I'm going to sound like an asshole. It makes good TV for them. It makes a good show for them because that's how the TV stations think of. They think of a good way to
not being an asshole.
Yeah, a good way to figure out how networks work is you should see that. You ever see the movie Network? The movie, I think it was in the 80s, and it was basically about this producer who. His job is, show's going to run out. He has 6 weeks left. And the first show, he tries to unalive himself, but they stop him. But they want to give him a little bit of they stop him from doing on the show, and they say, okay, we're going to let you do one good show, goodbye, because you've been on with the station for 15 years. He was like an alcoholic, and his wife died, and he was kind of just, the job was all he had. And then he went off, and he just basically got mad. He says, you know, it's the famous movie where I'm mad as hell, and I can't take it anymore. And he screams, tells people to scream. And at first, they were angry about what he was doing. And the reason why they didn't take him off right away was because the guy who ran the station found out the business was going to be run by, bought by a Saudi Arabian company, and that his section was going to be closed off. So he just let him rant as a kind of like FU to the network. And it found out that it made a lot of views and stuff like that.
Okay.
And they basically also had another show where there was a woman that talked about communism and how great communism was. And it basically highlights that basically they just news and stuff is like a drama, or it's just about, you know, hate
People love to
watching.
watch a train wreck. It's sad.
Yeah, and that's what it is. They don't have any morals, or like they don't really have like you know, morals or care about things. They just care about ratings and numbers. And if you want to watch about how terrible this country is on Fox or whatever, you can watch that. If you want to watch about a drama about submersible that might come out in 96 hours, they'll put that way. That's how it is.
Did you hear about the ship, Tim? That I think there was like was it a cruise ship or something like that? Over 700 or change people lost at sea, and then you know they've gotten a couple hundred so far, a little less than 100, but a lot of people confirmed it wasn't even talked about. It was going on the same. It happened, I think, a day or two before the submersible.
Yeah, I heard about.
You heard about that one?
Yeah, the thing with this though, I mean, is I'm just gonna say it's just because it was like this hopeful possibility that they were alive. So in a way, like the media fed us that because they kind of knew from the Navy that most likely it was like a recover, not even a rescue. But you always have hope, you know what I mean? That, you know.
I mean,
but I feel like
about
comparing the two, though, I'm saying like that's why. And one is a disaster that already happened. Yes, of course, there's like people out there like trying to rescue them. But this, I think, the hope aspect. That's just my like observation.
Yeah, and I think it's a, you know, people are interested in dramas, and you know, submersible. I'm just gonna call it a sub because I'm fucking butchering the word because I've been on too long. The sub
submersible. I know it's so annoying.
Yeah, words are hard. The sub. I'm just gonna call it. I know it's not a sub, but I'm just for the purposes of not having to keep on repeating the word over and over. I'm gonna say sub. The sub. You know, like people just seen a person going down to the Titanic. The name of the sub is called the Titan, which is the fictional novel that was supposedly predicted the disaster of the Titanic. The fact that you had a son and a father in the same sub, the fact that there was a 96-hour countdown, the fact that you know, possible shabby work was being done. It all makes a drama for people to watch, and the news stations know that. Reporting on news is, you know, you don't really make big money until you do things like this and you sell to your ads, and everyone was paying attention. That's simple as that. You know, I don't think the news stations were like, bro, we really want to spread awareness about this search and we really care about these people. No,
but people were really tuned in on like YouTube also. You know what I mean? I mean, is that because because it was being covered so much on the media? I mean, I don't know. It's hard, you know, because people were interested in it, like, you know, just because, and it created a lot of like, you know, like interesting people, you know, talking about the whole wealth of, you know, that whole like.
Yeah, and also they do that. Yeah, they do that type of argument, like, oh, these people have $250,000 to throw around. And I would argue that first off, they're humans, and you know, I mean, people dying is terrible. Second off, who gives a fuck if they paid? I mean, like, honestly, most great inventions, most great companies, you need to spend a lot of money. And what if that money would have been helping to reinvent the new way to go to the bottom of the sea? Then they would be.
But that's what it was. I heard. That's what I heard. Like that part of this 250K, because this guy, the CEO guy, he was like really interested in, you know, he was part of this community of all these people, James Cameron included, like a lot of people that were interviewed about this, like, about like exploration of the sea. So that 250K went back into, I mean, I'm sure, you know, he was a billionaire, but it was trying to go back into exploration, which made me think
well, there was one guy that leaked his messages where he said they were trying to give him a seat for 150K.
Yeah, because they were in desperate need of money. I think they were investigating the money.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, people want to go after these people for being rich and paying $250,000 or $150,000. But the truth of the matter is that you know what, you need money to start new companies, and if they would have done it successfully, it would have opened up to the wider market eventually, and it would have been a great thing for middle class people to eventually explore the world and know more about our planet. And I think people who go after these people because of that are just, obviously very hate-filled people, in my opinion. I think that's what I think. These people died, and I don't think you should be going after them for their money. And I think they're kind of doing a good thing when they actually try to give money to these organizations, in my mind.
I mean, look, even NASA had the Challenger disaster. I mean, and
well, I mean, like,
but at least there's regulations on.
Yeah, but I
NASA,
just want to
realize that one. Even with regulations, they still had the Challenger disaster, and that had
exactly
on board.
Of course.
I want to say.
Well, I mean, let's face it. Some people with money like that they don't play by the same rules we do.
Yeah, and when I say middle class, I'm trying to say, like, eventually what would happen is that it would go down, or like if the price would eventually go down, the more they've gotten better with the technology. And that's usually what happens. With planes, for instance. Planes used to be very expensive to probably do, and and the same thing.
They weren't regulated.
And they weren't regulated.
Yeah.
And that's how it is. And eventually it goes down and down and down with more better technology. But you need to have that initial expensive group of people that come in to do a proof of concept to eventually slowly get it down to that price. I just think that's the situation. But I mean, people want to go after the rich people, and I'm like, well, I think that's the wrong way of thinking a little bit. Obviously there's we can go into the whole wealth disparity thing, but the truth of the matter is it's 5 people that lost their lives.
I don't think go after them, no, but I don't think it's fair to have, normal citizens or, you know what I'm saying, like the EMTs and stuff like that, and, people going out and searching for them, you know what I'm saying, like for 5 days putting their lives at risk.
Yeah, I get your point.
It just,
and that's the Navy's fault. The Navy knew that they imploded, basically. And they're still having people search like that. And
that's a good point.
They were kind of really shitty, and then they let
mostly
people
robots.
They were down there because of the tap, and they heard the 3 taps, the tap, tap, tap. They kept talking about the taps. You know what I'm saying? That they heard taps every 30 minutes.
Yep.
They had people really thinking they were down there.
People in those, what's it called? Just.
That tap story seemed a little fake to me.
I think that was
with
bullshit.
The Rolling Stone. I thought it was bullshit too. Yeah.
I thought it was complete bullshit.
I'm wondering if they meant, I'm wondering if the big boom from the implosion was maybe what they took for a tap.
Could be.
No. It was different.
No, the Navy said
they
knew exactly what it was when they heard the boom. They knew it was the implosion.
By the way, did Jonathan Really Richards actually put a community post with him in a scuba gear in there, or was that just like a joke?
Yeah, he did a live stream.
I saw it.
He was reporting on it and everything. I mean, I don't know what he could really report on it because he didn't actually go out there, but
yeah, I mean, and there's people
about the drama.
Oh my God, he actually did. He did put a scuba diving outfit on and do press.
Yeah, he did.
Oh my God.
He photoshopped himself down there.
At this point, I think he just trolls people, man. He's
that's
just
trolling. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, holy fuck. But yeah, I mean, I get Coco's opinion. She says, I think I was reading it. It says, this was nothing but a thrill ride. Sorry for my. I mean, yeah, it's an adventure for people. Absolutely.
No, it was. But I would like to think that the guy, the mad scientist CEO, that if they had done a successful trip, that he would have put that money into maybe a better submersive.
He did do lots of successful trips before this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But he would have his better one. Well, his plan for his company. Yeah, well, his plan was to do a bunch of tours, but eventually use it to search for new drilling spots, underwater drilling spots for oil companies. That was his next plan of operations. So if it was a successful concept, yeah, I mean, that's what he was planning on doing. He was planning on, because it would have been a very good tool to explore the bottom, new resources,
yeah, I guess,
stuff like that.
Yeah, but,
I mean, I don't know how you get the rights.
I have never heard you so sarcastic.
Yeah, she's like, fuck this. And we need more
I mean,
stuff in the ocean.
that causes like earthquakes under the ocean. We don't know what that would do to our planet. You know what I mean, right? It's scary to think
Yeah,
it's drilling
trying
like
to make our planet
oil
implode.
Hey, if it hasn't been done before, you never know.
I don't think there's a backup plan when you're like 3,000 meters under the water and you hear a crack, and then you're pretty much
zero.
done. Yeah, you're pretty much done. There wasn't even I think there wasn't even a way for like a fire to be to get the smoke out of the thing, or if there was like a way
They
to
did
stop.
have certain safety measures though. There was like 7 different safety features. Like there was like things that would like drop bags. There was things that would. There was actually like a lot of. They thought about a lot of stuff. They just didn't think about everything, like the material of the thing. I wish like an engineer would have. I'm sure an engineer did work on it.
Yeah,
but, like
they
some of
fired
these
him.
engineers. Yeah, they fired him.
Yeah,
They did.
You're right.
Oh, is that
Yeah,
no? That's
that
they
was the
did fire the
whistleblower.
engineer?
Yeah, he
Oh,
was
that
the
is
guy that
whistleblower.
said.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the guy that said this part is only good for 1,300 feet meters.
Yeah.
And
that
then
could have been it. The glass could have cracked tiny, like microscopically, even in the ship. You just never know, you know? And
It
then
could have been
boom.
the size of a toothpick, from what I've heard.
Yeah, with that pressure, you're
That's
done.
all the whole.
And then you just get to a certain level, and that little teeny thing, just the pressure builds until there's like that breaking point, and then like instant. Like, I mean, at least it was instant because we were talking about them
I don't
being
think they
like
suffered whatsoever.
in there
No,
at
I don't think
all.
so
They
either.
didn't even know. They didn't even know that they died. Unfortunately, I'm not unfortunately or fortunately, but I mean, it was probably so fast that they were just. It was a blink of an eye. I feel like, and they were dust. And for the guy, the CEO, it's almost like poetic justice for him because he went down there like hundreds of times, I think, or something. And to him to be buried down there is just kind of haunting a little, and they'll just
kind of reminds me of like a Moby Dick type of deal, maybe
Right,
like that.
right.
But
I've been watching a guy. His name is Mark Martin. He's a retired naval submariner, and he's been doing it 40-something years. And he went on a few of the expeditions with the CEO. He wouldn't talk about any of them, though.
Yeah,
and
you're not going to talk.
He said that
it was like,
when they were first started down, that they got messages from him saying that he was descending too fast, and then they lost contact, and then that's when the explosion happened.
For this one, I didn't hear about that. But they were,
yeah.
Oh wow. That's so they did know. Maybe that's scary.
But he said
then.
it pretty much happened like right after they left, probably right around.
They said an hour and a half after.
Yeah, after they left. So they were like 15 minutes from getting to the bottom when the implosion happened. And he said he was supposed to be on this one as well. But some stuff had come up and he had to back out because it was others,
Is that the guy from Idaho?
The retired naval submariner.
Oh.
He's really interesting. So if you get a chance to look him up, he's one of those type of guys that would be interesting to sit and have a beer with, just to hear some of his stories and stuff.
Yeah, that ship I was talking about was over in Greece. I'm trying to see how many survivors.
Yeah, well, it's an interesting lesson to learn. I just feel like I just feel bad for those people, and you know what? I hope. I do hope eventually the technology does eventually get good enough for people to go underwater, and to explore under there. But it's just sad that innocent people have to be dragged in because the guy just was too reckless. And now the whole, now these families are going to lose their, now they're gone. There was a father and son there. These, they had family, and it's sad.
Yeah, it's
really sad.
I think it will still go on with some of these, like James Cameron. Like, I feel like the way that he's done it has been like he's even gone further down, like down into the ocean,
Yeah.
And the way that he's done it, like I said, it's only him and like an engineer, and they both know the risks. He said of what could happen.
Yeah, but I wonder what the next thing the media is going to try to make into a fucking giant big deal. I wonder if that's the next thing. But it was interesting. I mean, it's probably going to be talked about for the next week because honestly, it's a fascinating story. You know, a very fascinating story.
It truly is.
But
damn, so far that 281 families have been contacted by the government saying that their sons or dear ones might be gone among the boat. It's going to be more.
Oh, jeez.
It's a lot. It's horrible.
Let's see. Let me see.
Selena, do you have something on him?
What?
No, Selena, do you have like a TV on?
Yes, there seems like to be a TV on in the background.
Oh, my son, and I live with my son, and he's on the phone.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. Just mute up when we talk. It's okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say just mute when you're not talking so we don't hear it.
Oh my God, 150 of them were kids too. True Crime said, Jesus. There's a lot of migrants on the boat. They're saying. I got no publicity whatsoever because of what was going on with the submersive. So what else is new, guys?
Everybody just got so silent. It happens. Like,
yeah, it happens a lot. It happens a lot,
Yeah,
especially when
I was just trying to figure out how to.
The hell was that?
Are we getting like ads now?
No, unfortunately, I was trying to get the. There's a new video of the train that went into the Yellowstone River, and I was trying to get it to pull up, and I was going on it on my phone so that then I could open YouTube and it would be in my history. And then at that moment, the dogs decided to move, and I bumped my mute button, and I'm sorry.
Okay, well, as long as you're not working for the news companies trying to spend ads on this damn live stream, damn it. Yeah, I don't know. Those trains are just out of control, man. But
no, you guys wait till I get this. There's a better picture of the bridge. It's like the bridge was too fucking old.
Yeah, wow. This whole country's infrastructure has been falling apart for years. I don't know.
It's expensive to fix things like that. You know what I mean? And it doesn't pass code and spec, and they pass it. You know what I mean? Even though it doesn't pass code and spec, don't think anything's gonna happen. And bam.
Yeah, well, a lot of tax dollars don't get properly spent, but that's here or there. You see, the Titanic being the world famous shipwreck provided a lot of public draw here, and the shipwreck in Greece, although horrific, is fairly common. See Mariel.
That's true. I mean, those kind of things happen a lot, you know. And this was like us, you know, somebody going down like to crazy doubt, almost like going to the space, right?
Well, I'd rather go to space, to be honest with you, because I feel like
me too.
I wonder, like, that seems more interesting than me than the, you know, because I feel like, I mean, like, the ocean's cool and all, but I feel like
I don't know. It takes too long to get there.
What, to space?
Yeah.
I mean, well, obviously, I don't have $250,000 to just throw away at just jump on a craft. To go
$250. I'm buying my own yacht. I'm bringing people out on it. You know what I mean? We're having a good time.
We know what you would do with that $250. It wouldn't be a yacht. You'd go to the strip club.
I would have my own one on that boat, okay?
We know Boston's fucking MO. He'll be there already with the strip club.
Yeah, I'll be partying. Everyone in this chat.
It'd be like a hot tub on that boat.
hot tubs. Okay, Paul.
He'd have all the hot tub girls from Kick out there live streaming.
Oh, yeah. We're bringing the entire hive, having a good time.
Yeah, it would be quite an interesting, and you would live stream it. It'd be like, listen, guys, this is the first Boston live stream from my yacht.
Come on now. I mean, actually, it won't get you much. My dad's 52-foot Carver was $300K.
Would you have like a height requirement to enter your yacht so Dolly can't come in?
Oh, well, he'd be able to get
like a ride at like a park.
Yeah, like you can't come on this yacht if you're this tall.
imagine Dolly on a date, right? And and she can get on the roller coaster, but he can't. He's gonna sit there.
You'll let PJ on the yacht, but not him. Okay. All right. She is taller than him, isn't she? Okay.
I would hope so.
Yeah. Paper Cut Tina might be able to get on the yacht too. So it is what it is. It would be worth just like imagine just watching Dolly's face while you sail off with PJ and Paper Cut Tina on your yacht. They're waving goodbye and you just smile.
That's next. They're gonna be on a John boat. Gina and Paper Cut just sailing off into the lake.
Oh man. But yeah, I mean, anything else, you guys? Who cares? I mean, who cares? Who cares about the yacht? Or who cares about? Jeez, Louise, guys, you're brutal. You're brutal.
Right,
I know they're brutal.
You put in what you want to talk about.
Who cares?
Possibly a matter of death court people's interest in seems to be the fear of many. I think it's just the drama. It's just like any good any sort of drama you do with the time. Like 96 hours these people have to live. It's trapped in the bottom of the sea. 5 billion, 2 billion, a billionaire and his son trapped. It's just how it is. I read your comment.
Yeah, it was kind of like a Hollywood script a little.
Yeah, I mean, it's just how it is. There is no issue with the exploration and being innovative. It's just the rush didn't do it the right way when it just rushed to do it the right way when it came to taking civilians with him. Yeah, it's really fucking. He should not have done that. But unfortunately, when you're
bleeding money,
and you're bleeding money, and you think everything's good, and you're kind of thinking, oh, it's not a big deal. It'll be all right.
And you think you're invincible, right? You probably thought he was invincible.
Yeah. The knocking had people. Yeah, I think the knocking just sounded like bullshit to me when I first heard it. But, it is what it is. I mean, people believe anything these days. They believe there's like 500 people that probably watch fucking Ziggy Bones believing that she's getting some sort of necromancing abilities from 2 metal rods saying yes, no.
Oh, God.
Ziggy Bone.
Did she really do that?
Yeah.
Yes, she did that.
Oh gosh, really? Oh gosh.
Yes, she asked if Howard had anything to do with the death of Summer Wells, and the rod moved outwards, and then.
Come on, man.
That's what she's doing.
What the hell?
I don't know.
And all that stuff, and then she's like, yeah, it's proven, guys, it's proven. And you can see her hands kind of gripping it to move it. It was just I saw it on heels in the air. It was hilarious.
I just don't understand how these people think that's okay.
Because there's a lot of gullible people that are pretty stupid.
No, as a creator, I don't morally. How do they think that's okay? Seriously, I don't know.
Because she has no morals or ethics, honey.
Yeah, and there's a lot of stupid people that will just believe anything, or there's some people that just like to see a shit show. They're like, wow, this person's actually making up ridiculous stories so we can watch this personal drama between these YouTubers. Why not? And that's usually how it goes. And then you got Jaundice fucking being a terrible person as well, pushing that fucking conspiracy theory over there and says, I'm not typically into conspiracy theories, but what do you think of this photo?
What is he pushing?
Rania was on betas last night and was.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
She was giving her the facts.
Wait, what was first? I want to hear what did John just? Did I miss? Did you talk about that already? Did I miss it?
Yeah, well, he basically was pushing the conspiracy theory that photo was taken after Summer was abducted.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, okay, that's dumb. That's stupid.
And it's just such fucking bullshit. And it's like, it's and he knows it's bullshit. He knows it's bullshit, but he does it for the money. He knows all this shit, but he knows that if he does this vague stuff where he does, that's, and then people are like, well, if you tag him, he'll, maybe he'll realize he's doing something. No, he knows he's doing something wrong. He watches all these chats. He goes to all these lives. He likes drama, and he likes money more.
Yeah, if he says he doesn't like drama, bullshit. The day Savage did that live and was talking about Maybay, he was in that chat saying, "Oh, I can't wait for the drama." Popcorn emoji. So if he says you don't like drama, he's lying to you.
Oh, he watches it all. And Gloria, yes, Johnson might be too short for the yacht for Boston too. So she'll have to wait at the beach, the dock with Dolly. She can't go.
Too short?
Johnson.
No, she's tall. She's taller than me. I think she's like 5'8" or 5.
Yeah, that's what I
she's
thought.
tall.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
cool. But she can go on the
wrong
yacht.
person.
She's good. She's good.
They don't have height on yachts, guys.
Well, they will for your yacht because Dolly can't come on. You just got to make it like 5'5". Anyone under 5'5" can't come on.
Dolly, if you can do 10 jumping jacks and 3 pull-ups, you can come on.
He can't even do one pull-up, bro. I can believe he can do jumping jacks.
Did you guys see his soap video? Dude, all the materials were like brand new. Did you guys see the soap thing? He made a cold press soap video.
Finally, I took him like 3.
No, and I said that at the beginning of the video. I said that Soapgate was 6 fucking weeks ago. You've already now had time to figure out what to do, how to make it, order supplies, go to your girlfriend's house, and because we've already know that's not his kitchen. I don't really give a fuck. Like I said, I ain't got time for the shit, and I'm not gonna continue to keep going back and forth with somebody who's a fucking liar, piece of shit. So you know what I mean? And like I said, Soapgate, that's fucking 6 weeks ago. You buy all that brand new shit.
Oh my god!
I've heard him say Adam Soap. I've heard him say
I can't with that stupid shit. No.
I've heard
we're moving on to Ziggy Bones and Prayer Garden. So that's where we're about to start going. Yeah, making a straight mockery out of Summer Wells, and I'm so sick of it. Them two, boy. Let me tell you something. Them two, Prayer Garden especially, she's got a horrible mouth. Claiming to be Christian, that's Summer's channel. Well, it should be her channel, not Summer's, because it's no, not in the name of any child.
When you had Jody Sue on there and Dawn going at it, holy moly. Just letting them just rip each other apart. Was that the same one?
Yeah, I'm going to start reviewing them, that's for sure, because I'm going to go over some of their bullshit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. That shit's new. That's absolutely 100% new. What a fucking...
And Ziggy just said, what, yesterday somebody told her that Summer Wells was found in a cave. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Why would you even come on here and say some stupid shit like that?
Because Ziggy needs the money.
What are you doing?
Don't you know Ziggy needs the money? She needs
and
the
she
money.
Was sitting there holding those 2 little metal bars like she was going to fucking...
Did you see Heels' video?
Oh, come on now. Seriously, man. Come on.
Queen, did you see Heels' video?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it has Ziggy with the dowsing rods.
Oh, play it.
Oh, hell no. Let's watch it.
Let me see. I'll toss it in the back chat. Do you want me to share or do you want to do it, Queen?
Yeah, either way. Here, I can do it. I'll pull it up. Give me just a second. Also, there was I don't know if you guys heard about it, but there was this TikToker. She's like really big. I guess she got really big in like a matter of like 3 or 4 months. She got like super, super big. So it says TikToker identified as victim in a crash that killed the mother and daughter on West Tidwell. So she was murdered. Like I think what they're trying to say is that she was murdered by maybe her boyfriend, but her daughter comes on there and she's like, they said my mom and my sister, and that was the only TikTokers or something like that. Anyways, it's devastating. I went and looked at her TikToks and it's sad as hell, man. I didn't know if you guys had heard about it. Oh, thank you so much. Look at this. Virginia, you are so sweet. Thank you so much. She said, best day on YouTube in a while. Thanks, Queen and panel. Hubs and I are going to watch a movie. See everyone later. Well, you go enjoy your movie, love. You go enjoy that time with your hubby, too.
Bye, Virginia.
That's a good time. Have a great weekend, love. Thank you so much. Have a good Saturday night with your man, girl.
Yeah.
Yes, she's so supportive. All you guys are, and I really appreciate that. Straight up. I really do. So yeah, we'll play Heels video and then we'll play this one. I got this one actually lined up here. We'll just play this one now. I seen it on here and I was like, oh man, this is sad as hell. And it's like a pretty bad wreck. Here.
Daughter died. Her mom and daughter died. I knew they had left. And I knew the only mom and daughter that was there was going to be my mom. Probably my sister.
35-year-old Brittany Murphy and 60-year-old Cherise Smith were killed in this violent crash on West Tidwell Monday afternoon. Brittany was a TikTok influencer. In just 4 short months, she went from 4,000 followers to more than 400,000. Tiffany says she was funny and relatable.
I was proud of her. I'm still proud of her. I'm so proud of her. That's what I want people to remember about them. Not the way they died, but the way they lived and the life they lived and who they inspired. They said a mom and daughter died. A mom and daughter died.
Yeah, it was really sad. And I went and looked at her TikToks. There was a lot of here, we'll share this. There was a lot of hold on. I'll cut this off. I must have stopped sharing, dang it. Let me share Heels. I have it linked up. Anyhow, it was really sad, but I went and looked at her TikToks, and she's got, like, she's very, very, like, popular. You know what I mean? Like, she's got a lot of viral, like, TikToks and stuff that are, she became popular, like, really fast. Like, a lot of people can relate to her, though. She's like, you know what I'm saying? She's honest. She talks about going to work, like hating going to work. She zooms in on her face, like the some of them are funny. Some of them, she does like some hauls and stuff like that. But it was like, I don't know. It just, it's just a sad story. It just popped up there. I was like, damn, I can't be the only one that's seen this, you know?
It stinks.
All right, let's check Heels out.
All right, here we go.
Make mine pop up. That's why they grab mine right off the shelf real quick. That's why mine come in play. But it ain't got to do with this Summer Wells.
Right, I didn't think so. I didn't.
Okay, so his arrest was actually triggered by an indictment. So that's.
I don't think for a second that you're involved in Summerwell's case. I think that Andy Bernard is, and I don't.
Well, I don't. Hayden's probably got something involved. Another person I believe was involved that we discussed yesterday. I discussed it with some of the bigger dudes, and
yeah,
they're supposed to.
Because when I told you guys he didn't say a name, like he wouldn't say the name, I really didn't remember him saying it.
He called Hawkins County. Do you really think they did not say it was false, for one? For two, do you really think somebody who's answering a phone at Hawkins County, plus it wasn't Hawkins County who interviewed him, it was TBI.
What is with her eyebrows?
What's with her mouth?
Is she part of an Is she investigating the case herself?
I don't know her. I don't see anything wrong with either one, really. But
The mouth is always smiling. It's always like, it's like stuck there.
Okay, I would say it really don't have nothing to do with what she's saying. She's wow.
It popped out to me. That's all.
Do you think that the investigators sit there and talk about what they're doing with the office staff? But yet they want the information at the same time. They just don't want it to be me. They want it to be them. But yet nobody's reached out to Fred or even tried, which is, I don't understand why. And so they're going to try to ruin my communication with them. Because they're so...
Jesus. Anything for money these people do.
Yeah, I mean, this lady is just weird. She just makes up shit constantly. I mean, like, is the key to, like, having a successful bullshit conspiracy channel to just continuously just, like, make it more and more convoluted and fucking crazier and crazier? By the way, Virginia donated $50, Queen. She says, bestie on YouTube in a while.
She read it out.
Oh, okay, cool. I didn't see that.
But I agree, Tim. I don't get it.
Yeah, I just think the key to a successful bullshit conspiracy channel is just to make the conspiracy more and more confusing so that anyone outside has no clue what the fuck you're talking about, but everyone else that's been following it can go in and immediately just like follow everything you say, and then you just continuously do that. So like if anyone tries to disprove your conspiracies, they have to like literally spend hours upon hours researching, and most people don't have time for that shit. And I think that's the key.
And they click on a link like hers, and they listen to it like.
Freaking jealous that it's not them, but yet they don't want to do the work to talk to them. They want the information, but yet they don't want me getting it. So when you ask if they found Summer, they want to answer you? They gave you a lie detector test? Did you pass? Oh, are you going to take it?
Gross.
So this is the guy with the like the kind of the bowl, fishbowl haircut or whatever they call it, the half bowl haircut that's basically in the jail. And she's asking, did they give you a lie detector test? Is that what my understanding is, Queen?
Fred Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Fred Hill.
Uh-huh. How did Fred Hill come into the scene? Like, I'm just a little, like, you know me, I'm not.
Because he lives on Ben Hill Road, and he is the one who, you know what, we call her Ziggy Bones.
Yeah, because she found
He's the one, and that's who was with her when she found the chicken bones.
Ah, okay. Wow, it makes sense. So he goes to jail. What did he go to jail for? Does anyone know?
The M drug, METH, and like housing it and storing it and distributing it, and like he had the whole operation apparently.
Oh, okay. Does Team Rose know anything about this guy? She might have some theories.
Oh God.
Are we going to? You said yes? Okay, awesome. What makes you think they found her? Oh, to clear you? Wow. I couldn't understand I couldn't understand what he was saying. The thing is that he said, that he felt like they were trying to avoid answering if they found Summer. Like they said they found the cave that he was talking about. They had a towel. It was a towel that was tightened around his neck. It wasn't hands. That's closed for now. Did Donald Wells have anything to do with his daughter's disappearance? That's a definite yes. Alright, close please. Did Candace Wells, the mother of Summer, have anything to do with Summer's disappearance? Fred?
She cannot be for real right now. What the fuck is she doing? Look at that.
Yeah.
Seriously.
She has no clue what she's doing.
I thought that was
look.
I thought that was traditionally used for searching for water underground. Like,
like she said, if you contribute to this kind of bullshit, you're definitely part of the problem. Because what the fuck? This is crazy. This is some crazy shit here.
Jesus.
disappearance? Does the neighbor Fred Hill have anything to do with Summer's disappearance? Open for yes, closed for no.
Look at those eyes. She's like, well, we got our answers, guys.
Am I
She's
doing this
reading the
correctly?
chat. She's reading the chat to decide whether she needs to answer yes or no.
Does any of law enforcement have anything to do with Summer's disappearance? Yes.
So you.
Dang, what is that?
That's where they brought me back.
Wow, you actually died?
Yeah.
There's money on your books. Okay, well, I'm going to try to make sure that you have money to get what you need at least, and hopefully we can figure something out and we'll keep in contact, and hopefully we can figure something out to help you. I'll do what I can. Really, I think you're a really good person, and I don't think this makes you a bad person at all.
Hopefully, the Summer Wells case maybe get ready to be solved.
Wow. I have no words.
What?
Oh, what a joke.
What are you supposed to say to something like that? Like,
No. I wonder how much money we would have to put on his books for him to basically say Ziggy did it. Like probably like
not a whole lot.
Some honey buns, good to go.
Yeah, some honey buns, a Coca-Cola.
Listen, honey buns in prison and in jail. That's like a delicate thing. That's a hot commodity right there.
Exactly. Maybe a picture of Molly Golightly to go with it.
Signed
by Molly Golightly.
Oh my God.
We can get him to say Ziggy did it. Ziggy Bones did it.
Imagine that. Molly going to prison just handing. Oh Lord.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb, but it's.
I was just wondering that. Yep. It is illegal to record a visit with an inmate in Tennessee.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of people who claim to follow the law that break the law on a consistent basis on this platform.
I just realized that. She recorded a phone call. And I'm sure that's illegal in a lot of states, not just Tennessee, right?
Yeah, Ziggy Bones. I'm just gonna call her Ziggy Bones from now on because she's a fucking idiot. It is a felony. Well, maybe. So she recorded a possible felony online. Oh my God. People are just so fucking like literally for 5,000 views, this lady is risking going to jail.
I don't get it. It's just, I guess they're just that ignorant.
It's a massive security safety at risk. Well, I'm sure that the police, like the prison, will not find out about this at all. It's not like it was posted on YouTube. I'm sure no one.
What's wrong with people? Jeez.
Well, what is wrong with people? There's a lot of people that just want to watch stupid shit, and they don't really give a fuck about missing children.
I'm going to forever say that. I know this. It's just, to me, what if Treasury pimps exposed? Oh, she's already banned by the jail, Rose said.
Well, maybe. What will this woman not do for money? That's the question. What will she not do?
Wait, Sikkim said she admitted
this is
she
the
knew
same one.
Of his visits, and she still did it. Oh wow!
This is the same one that, that mod. She had the mod's credit card and charged, and then tried to get a credit limit raise and all of that stuff.
Did she go to jail for that?
No, no, there's a whole, somebody else needs to come up, and I just know personally that about as much as I just told.
Yeah, I'll rewind. Cool. Tragedy Pimp Exposed. Yeah, I mean, like this, I just see it as just the consistent thing, like consistent.
I just do my homework on her. Oh Lord.
Well, you can watch Tragedy Pimp Exposed video. I think 6up Media just made a video about Ziggy
Beautiful.
Bones. There's a few people that cover Ziggy.
I've seen 6up. Yeah, I've seen 6up's videos on Ziggy.
Yeah. She's usually very boring. Honestly, I don't understand how people even watch her fucking. I don't know how boring ass people somehow get views when they're basically the most boring motherfuckers. But I guess when you make conspiracies, then yeah.
Yeah.
She spent 7,500 was spent. Did she go to jail for that? Because that's a lot of money to overcharge. There are binders for all information. So please don't mention binders. We're already dealing with one litigation about binders. You know what I mean? Like that's part of the complaint. That's part of the complaint. No more binders here. Binders are banned.
All right.
I'm joking.
Get a folder.
All right. Rule number 1 of Binder Club: we don't talk about the binders that we have.
Everything is Word. Voices. We're using word processor now. We're moving on to word processor.
Honey, I went to Microsoft Publisher.
Yeah, no, we're not talking anymore.
Was like number 1 rule about binders. Don't talk about binders. Your voice is always like, I got a binder on you.
Yeah, Microsoft Word is what we're going to be for. Welcome back, Queen.
Well, the good news is Trapper Keepers. Thank you, Cappy. Trapper Keeper. Thank you. The good news is that what Betty claims is in the binders isn't actually in the binders. So we're all good there. We're in the clear.
It's a joke. I don't know why fucking.
I know it's hilarious.
I guess people can't take fucking jokes. But
it was all a joke and a play on the binders that she chose. But she knows that.
But anywho. Let me see. I don't think being a user makes one a bad person.
Got this new strain today. I'm gonna fire up.
Yeah, because usually people forget after a while. Let me see.
Tate got rearrested, huh? Or charges. I should say arrested. Andrew Tate, Tim. You there, Tim?
Yes, Cappy. I'm just trying to keep my fingers away from the keyboard currently.
Would you say voices?
Yes, Cappy. I'm just trying to keep my fingers away from the keyboard currently.
Oh, that was me, Tate. Looks like he's got the charges are. They recharged him or something like that.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I heard that. I gotta watch that. There's a lawyer that goes through the charges. I mean, the guy is gotta take this shit seriously.
I don't get it. Arrogance.
Yeah, I mean, the guy doesn't take this shit seriously. I mean,
he's a misogynistic asshole.
Well, I mean, there's no issue about a person being you can be a piece of shit all you want. It's not illegal.
I know.
But it's just like he admitted to a lot of the things he said, and I think he should have just basically, and also he admitted that he has connections with the mafia there, and that didn't quite help his case. So
not at all.
Yeah, and then he also admitted to all these things, and kind of doesn't help your case, and he talks too much.
Isn't Romania guilty until you're proven innocent, basically?
I don't know about the remaining law. I'm not a lawyer, nor am I a lawyer in Romania. But
I'll look it up.
I could just tell you one thing: never admit that you're a part of the working with the mafia, and also that you are kind of trying to get women over to that you've kind of did the lover boy method as a business model.
I might be wrong, but I heard him say, or Tate. I think Tate was just being facetious.
It's Monkey Vaughn's birthday today.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I heard
he would be 7. Or he is 7.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very sad. Very sad.
That was Tate being facetious.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you mean, Tate being facetious?
When he said you're guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I don't know anything, but when it comes to yeah, no, I don't know too much about that. I try not to speak
I've been
about
following
it.
I've been following like a son bitch.
I felt it a little bit earlier on, but I waited until the charges got put in, and I think I think he's able to afford a defense, and I'm sure he'll probably
yeah.
But I mean, I think there's a good chance he'll get off. But I think his main problem is he talks way too fucking much. He's admitted a lot of things on live streams that will probably be held against him, and he didn't really get proper counsel. He's basically, I remember he's like says, for an interview with a lawyer, he said, he did like a joke stream where he's like, I've committed multiple felonies. How are you going to get me out of jail? And it's like, no.
The interview that was done in his home by that lady last week, she brought it to him.
Yeah, I mean, he did a lot of interviews. I think he did an interview with the YouTube channel on here that got like he got like a lot of views from it. But he does like Valuetainment, I think it's called Valuetainment.
Yes, yep.
He did an interview of Andrew Tate, which I think he likes Andrew Tate actually.
Why does Andy Ross love that guy?
Because he drinks the Kool-Aid basically.
Yeah,
he drinks the Kool-Aid. A lot of people believe that this is the worst time ever, and we're in the Matrix and all this shit. And it's like, I guess you never grew up during the fall of Rome or the Black Plague or Middle Ages, where you were a serf and you basically were owned by the land, or bubonic plague, or when you were like in Victorian London and the water was so smelly and disgusting that they actually had to drape the shades in Parliament in perfume because it smelled up everything. I mean,
right.
I guess those were just joyous times of the greatest parts of humanity. I think people just think about like 1950 Rockwell, and they're like, "Well, this is."
And you even pettier than that. No AC, no shower. You know what I mean? Like you keep on going, you even get pettier. You know what I mean? When I say like least of the worries.
The truth of the matter
getting
is
sick,
that,
no medicine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the thing is that people suffer from today is actually too much freedom. A lot of times they just back then you were just set. You were a farmer. Your dad was a farmer. You became a farmer. Your dad was a noble. You became a noble. Today, it's a lot more confusing because a lot of people have more freedom, and freedom is kind of tough for people. There's sometimes lack direction. Sometimes that's just my thought. And there's a lot of young men who just have a lot of freedom, and they just don't really have a connection to the community around them, and they're kind of lost. And that's and someone pulls in and says, "I got the answers for you."
Did you see that Dr. Phil episode with the guy that came on that's been, inspired by Tate and whatnot? And Dr. Phil's like, do you have a girlfriend? You haven't been in a relationship since? Because that's what he does. He gives relationship advice and gets people girlfriends. The guy that watched Andrew Tate,
Yeah, I mean, like, at the end of the day...
He's like, nope, I haven't had a relationship since. And he's like, so how do you know it works?
I think they just build. I mean, the problem with Andrew Tate, they built like these gurus. They kind of build things a little bit too much. Just go up and ask. Just dress okay. And just go up and gas. You'll get rejected, sure. Just like how my stepdad said. He's like, when he was in the bar, it's like, oh, well, 20, I would go up to 20 girls and 19 would say no. And one would say yes. And that's simply how it is. I mean, sometimes you get rejected.
Yeah.
Just move on.
The narrative Tate pulls, you got to be an alpha male, this, that, and the other thing to get and I don't like his
rejection.
Take on women, what they,
I think the one thing I would teach guys is just deal with rejection. Welcome to that. And if you get rejected, just move on because it wasn't meant to be.
Be a gentleman. That's all I say is be a gentleman. Leave it at that.
Yeah, it's a lot of like overthinking things. It's like, okay, are you funny? That's pretty much it. That helps a lot. Are you in shape? That helps a lot. Like points, and that's how it goes.
There's a lot of superficial people up there, but get yourself a girlfriend or a boyfriend, depending on what sex you are and what you like. Great body, great everything, but you can't hold a 5 second to 10-second conversation with them. Yeah. What does that really benefit you in a relationship? Yeah. Nothing.
Yeah, I just think that's the problem. And Andrew Tate makes it so fucking complicated. It's like, well, you got to be a multi-millionaire. No status just until you. That's what my stepdad said. That's what he did. I mean, that's what he usually. That's how he did.
It's process of elimination. It's a
And
truth.
that's what I mean. You gotta realize he grew up in the '70s, so it's like how it is. You know, he grew up like he was born in the '50s, but he was dating around the '70s. So it's kind of
If you're trying to talk to a lady, it's just the
so
bigger
he
the
has.
numbers, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
So he was in a band, and he was actually a fantastic guitarist. But you know,
You're lucky. My dad said 1 out of 100. You got 1 out of 20.
well, that's why he was a guitarist. He had a band. He was a rock. You know, he played. You know, he was pretty good too.
Awesome.
Practice is good. Practice. Well, I think people are just afraid of rejection too much. It's like, well,
Yeah.
you know, it is what it is. Life is full of rejection. It's, you know, it's just like my favorite part is like that Rocky movie when he's talking to his son, his grown-up son, and he's like, life is like a boxing match. You just get up, get punched, and you just have to get up and keep on getting
forward.
up and keep on going forward. And it's kind of like that. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. You know,
Literally.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people
down or negative or in your feels, laugh it off. I've been rejected so many times. Just laugh it off.
Oh, my stepdad was a good guitarist. He was pretty good
What kind of guitar do you play at the
electric? Yeah.
Ooh. All right.
But he would play out regular guitar too. But you know, he loved it. He used to play every day. And he also drummed, played the drums a lot.
That's
a
cool.
lot. Yeah, he liked that.
I don't got a musical bone in my body.
Guys,
Yeah.
I gotta hop off. I
All
gotta
right.
do evening
Check the
chores.
horse.
I gotta go fly spray. I gotta go check the baby, and I need to go fly spray. And so, thanks for letting me come hang out. Thanks for letting me bore you guys with horse talk. Have a great
No
day.
problem.
It was good talking to you.
Ooh, good luck.
Have a good one. I don't know why. I mean, the problem is that bye. Yeah, the problem with Tate is he literally admitted that he did the Loverboy method on live streams. You know what I mean? Like, and he held someone's passport. So I mean, and then he got people in his operation that turned on him basically, and he admitted that he worked with the Romanian mafia.
He's screwed.
That's not good. That never helps. And also, I think he tried to convince. Yeah, I think didn't he try to convince one of like a Romanian senator's daughter to come to his operation or something like that?
I can't
so
100%, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
You know, that doesn't really help, especially in Romania, to try to grab a senator's daughter or a high politician's daughter into your operations. That usually doesn't bode too well.
Especially in a country like Romania. Hell no.
Now, do I think he's like? Do I think he has a good chance of winning the case and not going to jail? Yeah, I think he does. I mean, he has the money, he has the ability to defend himself, and I think it's kind of like convincing a jury, is a lot different.
I thought that way too until I saw some of the new recent people that have came out and talked, girls that have. I was like, okay, never mind. There's been like multiple other girls coming out. We'll see.
Oh, fuck. I'm sorry about that, Tracy Smith. My son broke up with his girlfriend. He started watching Tate shortly thereafter, and he has brought stuff from Tate. And he's listening to his podcast. He's acting out. Oh, my God. I would just burn your computer right now and just, throw it in the trash. A lot of what Tate says, financial advice is garbage. There's people that bought his stuff, and it doesn't even fucking work. He doesn't know shit about financials. He makes... Honestly, the guy is just... he's like a confidence man. That's all. But yeah, I would just toss that shit in the garbage.
Yeah,
I mean, there's some good advice. There's some good advice like working out, and
that's it. Yeah, maybe his workout, maybe it's the fitness stuff he does is about it. But don't tell your son do not listen to his the way he thinks about how to approach a lady and how to be as a man.
Yeah, I mean, it's like just. That's just weird. A lot of things he says is kind of weird.
Listen, I'll charge him nothing. Okay. Sit him over here. I'll do my best.
I'll do my best. I'll take him to the strip club. If he's older, if he's over 18. He's over 18. That's Nick won't do that. Nick won't do that. I'm just joking.
Just be a gentleman. That's it. Tell him just be a gentleman.
Yeah, no, I don't like Tate. I think Tate's just basically just he just plays on a lot of lost kids, and that's pretty much it.
He was a decent kickboxer, and he actually he held the belt for a little while, but where he fought wasn't exactly the best kickboxing. But he was decent. I saw him sparring somebody recently.
No, he's a good fighter. The problem is he was getting too old. Yeah, I mean, he was a decent fighter. He was getting too old. He asked 3 of his girlfriends to come to, I forgot what's Britain, I think it was. And actually 5 of his girlfriends, because I think he had 5 girlfriends all at once. And he basically says, "Oh, do you want to join me in this business venture of basically, chatting with men to get money from them?" And 3 of them left and 2 stayed, and he built his business on that.
Yeah.
And he was just he basically just scammed lonely men into thinking that these women gave 2 shits about them. And, he exploited the women by taking basically 50% of their money and lying to them and saying that some of that money was going to be used for taxes. And he pocketed 50%. And he even said that on the live stream. So I don't
There's more allegations than that, too. I'm not going to get into them.
And he fucked over the women. He fucked over the guys, drained out their bank accounts. And then, when he got that type of money, then he bullshits people like, "Look, I've made my money with this wealth." It's like, no, and then he pretends that he's a traditionalist. It's like, no, bro, if you're a traditionalist, you would not be pushing pornography, or you wouldn't be pushing sleeping with.
He's a walking contradiction.
Yeah, and you wouldn't be pushing sleeping with dozens of women. You would be pushing for, okay, you're a virgin, she's a virgin, you get married, boom. That's a traditionalist type of thought process. But
his stance on the traditionalism is literally, the man is supposed to do this, and the woman is supposed to do this.
Yeah, he believes that a woman is like a man's property.
Yeah,
and that
exactly. Literally property. That's his word, property.
But I think that part, I think, is mostly an act. I think he just, because you could tell he changes, like when he does an interview with a certain person, he changes like a chameleon based upon the interview with the person
to make himself look good.
Yet he's being spoken about and is pretty popular. He's very popular because, at the end of the day,
you type in Google, it's the most top 3 things trending on Google for the last 6 months or something like that, or longer.
Yeah, but the thing is, how he does is a couple of things. He did a genius plan where he basically gave affiliate money. So let's say you would grab Tate's viral saying that a woman is a man's property, and you clip it, and then you put Tate's joining his group, and you get a commission. I think you get 10% of that joining fee, which is $50.
Not sure.
So you get $5. So if so a bunch of people were clipping his stuff, and then they put the affiliate link on the bottom, and they would make a lot of money from it. And that allowed him to spread his awareness, and also gave him a bunch of new people joining. And he was making $30 million or something like that from his education group or whatnot.
That's how he did it. Okay.
Yeah, and
marketing.
Yeah, he did fantastic marketing. He's very charismatic. He's very entertaining. He's not like Ziggy Bones where you're falling asleep. You got to give the devil their due.
You want to know what he's going to say next, whether you hate him or you like him.
Yeah, you got to give the devil their due. He's entertaining to some people, and he's not boring. You never know what he's going to say, and that's how it is. So. I
don't like the guy, but I still want to know what he wants. What he's going to say.
Well, I think what happened with Romania was that basically he faced 2 allegations of SA, and then he basically said that he could pay off the Romanian police if he ever had issues, and I think he said that during a discussion on his show. And he went to Romania because he believed that he could be above the law in Romania, and he didn't like how things were going about in Britain. So,
yeah, he thought it was gonna be easy in Romania because they have certain laws that, what were they? I'll have to look them up. That kind of just basically coincide with what he's trying to do. It was basically what he was doing is inviting girls over, pretending to fall in love with them is what they're saying right now, and they get into the virtual, online stuff.
Yeah, it's called the lover boy method.
Yeah.
And then it's the lover boy method is basically
law, or I should say.
Yeah.
Good.
The lover boy method is basically saying let's say a hot guy says, "Hey, I really like you. You look pretty. Why don't you come to Romania, and we can start dating? And I got money and everything like that." And she says, "Sure." And she goes to Romania. She comes over. You take her passport. You get a third party, a female. Well, you don't take her passport.
You do all that.
Wait. You don't take her passport right away. What you usually do is you get a girl, a female associate, to convince her that camping is a great business opportunity for her and that it would be great to make money on it in a dinner date. He actually said this, by the way, in a live stream. And the female does all the talking while you're sitting there, and eventually you get them to work for you in the cam business or whatever business you want that has to do with adult entertainment. And you basically isolate her. You take her passport and you take a majority of her proceeds, and you have armed guards, which he did. He had armed guards in certain areas, and that's usually how the Loverboy method goes. And that's what he does.
The definition of it is Loverboys are human traffickers who usually operate trying to make young girls or boys fall in love with them. Sometimes they manipulate young people in other ways. Once they have victims under their influence, they exploit them. For instance, in the sex industry. So that's what he's,
That's what he's being accused of. So
and that's what he's doing, in my opinion.
That's what he admitted to.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, I mean, pretty much. And he admitted that he worked with the Romanian mafia in a casino business as well. He did that.
I forgot about that, actually. Huh.
Yeah, he admitted that on a live stream. He talks too much. His lawyer should have just yelled at him every time he talks, because he admits to too many potential crimes, and it gets to the point where, you're admitting the Loverboy method, you're admitting that you stole half your girls' money, like the girls working under you, their money. You've admitted that you haven't paid appropriate taxes in Britain. You're admitting that you're working with the Romanian government in a casino business. You're admitting that you have guns and other things. Maybe you should just chill out.
Shut your mouth. Right? Just shut your mouth.
Yeah. Like, that's my advice. And a lot of young men.
You're a narcissist and you're an alpha like him, which is, to me, I think, funny. In regards to the alpha part, you can't shut your trap. You have to just keep on going and going and going. You just don't have the filter, or you can't stop it. No matter what, he always gonna slip.
Yeah.
Social media. That's what he is. He's a social media.
I don't consider I don't consider him an alpha because he takes advantage.
He does.
But I'm saying he considers himself an alpha. But I think if you take advantage of people like women so that you can pat your pockets, and that you take advantage of lonely men.
Mind.
Yeah, I don't think you're an alpha. An alpha to me, like if someone's really an alpha, is an individual that is paving the way to something. Like I would say, strange enough, Bill Gates would be an alpha.
I don't even like the whole alpha beta male thing. You know what I mean? I think it's stupid.
But yeah, let me see. Anyone else? Let's see if anyone else wants to talk about it. Queen's gone. She's probably hating us right now. We're talking about Andrew Tate.
She just put a comment up.
No, I'm right here. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I was about to say, I thought you were going to say, shut up, stop talking about Andrew Tate. Damn it.
It's crazy.
No, I'm listening. I wanted to say, the Ambitious Crafter, thank you for becoming a member. See Fire, thank you. Kiki, Canadian Chick, Purple Addict, Eliza, Elizabeth, Diamond Cutter. Thank you, ladies, members of the Hive.
Cool. So what else subject you want to talk about?
Little baby bumble Fallons.
Fallons.
Kiki, I like the name. Isn't it a song? Kiki?
Yeah, I always try to listen. I may not be able to respond or chat, you know what I mean? But I always try to listen. At least have a ear in, you know what I mean?
I always know you're there. Especially when I see you put up comments, I'm like, all right, I know she's right there putting up comments. What else is on the streets the last couple of days?
I just seen that Uni Rock thing. I seen that.
Oh God. Oh, Nonsense and Veda had a debate last night on Vedas.
Oh really?
Oh yeah,
What nonsense go up there or something.
Yeah.
What's the chat?
She's probably tired of her talking shit about fucking Marvin. They're nonstop. And I mean, I feel like even if he did pass away, that's not for them to be talking about. It's not her place to call the coroner's office to find out because they want to know. They should wait for Dre to address that. That is her husband. That is her husband. That's her child's father. That's not their fucking place. Molly don't have no relationship with him, didn't even know him. Neither did Veda, neither did Justin. None of them should be speaking on it at all. None of them.
Yeah, I mean, I just think
fuck should not be calling the coroner, the medical examiner, anybody, the funeral director, anybody the fuck else. And I'm really surprised that the funeral director talked to him as much as they did.
Yeah, I thought that was like very inappropriate. I'm surprised he did that because I feel like
Nanya did well last night. I mean, the whole chat was against her. I mean, she doesn't look at the chat because I talked to her afterwards.
Never look at the chat when you're in an adversary's fucking stream. Like that's what I do.
And then she posted a receipt right afterwards, like a big receipt, like it's on her community page, because she said that she didn't, take cash apps before a certain time. And you see on our community page right now that that's 100% false.
Yeah.
Letitia did take money at a certain time. And it was interesting, but I'm blocked in there, Veda. Real quick, I'm blocked in there, Veda. So if you unblock me, it'd be cool because you did at me the other day and say "Dear Boston" about some of the receipts you tried to put up there, which none of you proved that you're wrong. So if you're gonna at me, at least unblock me.
Why would you add someone and then block them? That's
she made a Dear Boston video like a week, 10 days ago.
Like,
I was gonna say I noticed she tried to do that. So I was gonna tell you don't even take the fucking bait because I don't know. I don't want no. You know what I mean? She's been making videos and trying to email me and all kinds of shit, and I just don't want no parts of that bullshit. I don't have no respect for motherfuckers that sit here and call coroners and medical examiners and. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. I fucking don't. They've overstepped their boundaries too much with the Marvin stuff. Like it's too fucking much, man. It's too fucking much.
Yeah, it's not a true crime case. There's no investigation. It's just a guy who possibly.
It's a guy who fucking he attempted to take his own life, and it's not something that they should even be. It's not even who the fuck they're nobodies to him. They had no idea who he was before this happened.
Yeah, and
they took the social media and made a friggin' disgusting mockery of the situation.
Yeah, and they should just leave it alone. Yeah, it is disgusting.
And then you had people trying to, set the record straight, doing the right thing, and then you had the people that doing hoax.
Yeah, Veda's I saw Jaundice, I saw fucking Molly, and I saw Veda in there trying to it's just ghoulish. It's like this guy doesn't need your shit. Like, just leave it alone. It doesn't. It's a family matter. If it is a situation where he's passed, then you don't have no right to know that shit. Leave it alone. Who cares? Let the family deal with it. You move the fuck on. Okay. There's no story. The only thing that happened is that this guy attempted to unalive himself and. And basically people just decided to go after this poor woman and her
Molly,
family.
You probably are listening. Stop trying to make mine of the situation. Walk away. It's disgusting.
Did you watch that last night, Boston?
Yeah, I was in the chat. Yeah. I was in the chat typing, even knowing I was blocked. No one could see my stuff, but I was still typing.
Oh, really? She didn't block me over there for some reason.
Oh, you're the secret agent
on the mole.
I didn't see you in the chat.
Oh, I was chatting a little, but then I was just, I was listening, and then I didn't know if Nanya was going to go up. Did you see Nanya go up?
That's when I started listening. I was on Andrew Body's podcast.
Got it. Nanya did really good though. She,
she's got really a niche for,
for talking to people.
Yeah, and only talk on facts. You know what I mean? She don't have a receipt for something. She's not gonna.
And I mean, Ray has a channel. She has a Facebook. She comes on a live stream. She talks on live streams. If she wants to talk about it or she wants to announce it, she has a platform. She has several different platforms that she can and will announce when she's ready.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I feel like she would have already. It's been like it's been like a month and a half at this point. You know what I mean? It's just odd that she wouldn't, which makes me
I'll
think
tell you
this is
why
like
she did
another.
in my opinion, it's
Good
because of
Nunya,
all the
she did a
shit.
good live on the Good Nunya. She did a live, and it was really, really good.
Yeah, it was
didn't
like
even get
directed.
all of it,
Yeah, I
but
watched that. I watched it, and
Yes.
then that's what Vado was playing. She was
Yeah, and
replaying.
she was like, "You said this,
Nunya's.
this," and then Nunya's like, "No, back it up," and she does it, and Video's like, "Okay, I retract my statement." It's just
Yeah, Nunya's good with her. They kind of I don't know. She knows how to like talk to her.
Well, I mean, I'm sure they get irritated and tired of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Everybody involved in that whole thing is irritated and tired of the entire thing. It seems like on every end, like
Letitia was in the chat.
Yeah, Letitia's like that's like Vada's like close. I feel like close with like Letitia or more like on her side of
That's right.
things in a way, if you would call
she's
any
trying to take over. It's like Molly's. You know what I mean? She's going Molly's route, and that's not a good route to go down. And I understand caring for Letitia. You know, I get that, but you know what I'm saying? From my understanding, Grandma is the one who raised him, not Letitia. So
yeah, so it seems like
too, right?
There's a whole lot of problems, and I don't even want to get into all of it because I don't know all the facts.
I know.
I don't know.
Me neither. It's so complicated. I like didn't know anything. I know a lot more now, but I still like there's so much more that I like every time I watch a stream I learn
I
a
don't
little
want to be
more.
speaking on stuff and be wrong. It's not even my place. So I didn't know him. I didn't follow them before. I had watched her do her makeup and stuff, but I was not in one of her groups or I wasn't close with her. You know what I mean? Like, of course I knew about her because, she did a lot of makeup videos and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, the stuff that Molly did, because I mean, the worst of it, I mean, we could probably almost forget. I mean, she said that Dre, she's afraid Dre would stab her kids in the neck. I mean, she went mocking her for days and days doing makeup. It's just like she's you're a horrible person, Molly.
Streaming that footage. She streamed that footage. That's when I first was introduced to Molly. I didn't even know who she was until you guys started. But I remember you playing her streaming that footage.
And
right?
she's like, yeah, and Veda said that Molly never said that Dre, did something to Vaughn. They played it, and it was literally saying it. It was not insinuating. It was implying it. Implying it is saying that the person did it.
Yeah.
And they played it, and it was just.
Yeah. By the way, I gotta skedaddle. I gotta do some exercise, clean up the house,
I
stuff
know,
like
and I
that.
gotta skedaddle myself. We've been on here too long, so I'm gonna jump off.
I had a long day too. You guys have a good one.
Yeah, awesome having you guys. I'll talk to you
See you
later.
later. Bye, Boston.
Bye, guys.
See you later.
Bye,
Bye.
Boston. Bye, Tim.
We'll talk to you later, love.
Bye, Miss Queen. Thank you for having me on.
Bye, baby. And you guys, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you. I'll try to pop on here later. If not, like I said, tomorrow. We'll have to figure out members only because that really wasn't. I mean, I don't know. I guess I was just trying to, see how it goes. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyhow, y'all, I appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out. And to those of y'all who reached out, I appreciate you guys. I'm busy. I'll be busy tomorrow. We'll get right back to regular scheduling on Monday. So, anyways, I'll try to touch base with y'all tomorrow. Talk to y'all later.